Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the DoMoreLife channel. And today is a very special live stream. Normally, I would have a good, just solid whereabouts, topic on Thailand, that kind of thing. But yeah, I got a countdown, Roger. Doorman, what's up? Let me say hello to everybody. Cody, Carl, Rackman, good to see you from Stormy ATL. Ooh, is it storming in Atlanta? Dan, what's up, dude? Had a juice cheeseburger with French fries with chili. That sounds absolutely delicious, man. Absolutely delicious. Just so you know, we are going for 100 likes on this stream. 100. Everybody's got to do the like. Of course, the PayPal link is in the description, and I'm sure my moderators will be running that by up and down, or excuse me, they will be running that on the comment section. Should you choose to contribute, my friend make up chat tonight, says Cody. That's funny. Yeah, we got a countdown and all that fancy stuff, man. So I have on the stream today a very, very I didn't expect this to happen. So her name is Jojo Diablo, and that's her handle anyway, Jojo Diablo. And I'm going to bring her on in just a second and unmute her mic in just a second. And she is going to tell you what it's like to be a female expat in Thailand for 6 years. And I believe the vast majority of that time has come from being in Pattaya and the Jomtien area. So I've talked to her, she has an amazing story to tell. Get ready, guys, and let's hear from Jojo. Oh, wait, I put you on solo. Hang on.
Hi.
There we go. Hi. Okay,
Hi.
we're all here, and I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay.
It's all
Good
you.
morning. Good morning, Jeremy. Thanks for having me on
Good
your stream.
morning.
Or good
Thank you so much.
evening. Mm.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. This is her first
Mm-hmm.
time on stream, by the way, guys.
First. Yeah,
First.
it's a beautiful morning here in Jomtien. Do what I do, teach during the week and wake up in the morning, have my coffee. Can't see it and I don't want to move the camera, but there's a beautiful jungle right here and the ocean is, like a kilometer or two away. Nice walk, nice ride. So I've got that amazing mix of chaos and calm living in this area. So
Love
it's
it.
cool. I've been here for 6 years, and we were talking, and when I moved from Canada as a female, I didn't know anybody here, and I didn't especially have any females and I, moving to a very interesting place as a Western female has presented a lot of challenges. And I would have hoped, or it would have been really helpful if I had a female to talk to, like me. So, if there's anybody watching that needs a female perspective or questions answered, I hope that I can help with that to the best
That's
of my
what you're
ability.
going to do. That's what you're going to do today. So tell us a little bit about how you what happened to get you to come to Thailand, and then we'll talk about what got you to stay in Thailand.
Okay. Um, well, I'm from Toronto, Canada. And hello, Toronto, if there's anybody watching. And life was great there. No problem. Toronto, for me, is a great city. And I was a chef there, culinary school, the whole thing. And, I was on a show there, Canada Superstar Chef Challenge. And that catapulted me into the Four Seasons, Toronto, where I got to work with some of the best chefs in the world, really honed my craft there and put in all my hours. And it was really great. So I learned a lot and took all of that I was also a stand-up. I did stand-up comedy, and it was good. It was really fun. And met my husband, now my ex-husband. He's a comedian there, and we got married, did the whole thing, and that basically fell apart. So we were together for 13 years. So I thought, I need to change. I need to do something. And I'm like you. I'm a do more life. Like, what is out there? And
Yeah.
I just thought, well, I'm gonna go big or stay home. And so I went big. We separated, divorced, got rid of all my stuff, all our stuff, sold the house, the car, whatever. And those belongings that you get, the couch, the TV, the nick, like all of it. I
Right.
just
Right.
walked out with a suitcase and a one-way ticket and came here because I knew I had my chef papers. I could probably work here without really. I did some research, but not a lot. I just kind of like booked the ticket and said, I'm going. And that was like 6 years ago, and I'm still here. So, but I've changed career and I've been all over the country. So if you want to know a female perspective of what it's like to be a solo traveler here, I've lived in Bangkok like you. I've been up north. I was working in Koh Samui for a while, and everywhere in between. I've been at temples, studied Buddhism. So I've really embraced my life here in a way that I didn't necessarily do in Canada. Just a constant state of discovery and adventure. And for me, I need that in my life. Like, I can't be
Oh,
stagnant.
so do I. So do I. I completely understand. Talk a little bit about some of your first experiences here, like where when you landed, what did you first do, and some of the places that you've been that often don't get talked about on this channel. That would be great.
Okay. Um, well, the first thing is that it's a long ways. Like, Canada's the other side of the planet, so um, I could have gone somewhere closer, I guess. But when I, no, go as far away. Put
Yeah,
as
yes.
much challenges put as much challenges in front of you as you can. Why not? You can overcome anything. But I got off the plane, and it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and I landed at Suvarnabhumi Airport, and I stepped outside on Thailand soil for the first time, and I was like hit. I was like in a sauna steam room, and I was jet lagged and exhausted, and I'm like, okay, I have to get to Bangkok, and I already had a hostel booked, and so I did that, but I couldn't. So I went to the hostel, and I couldn't check in until the next day. So I had all these hours. So the hostel was close to Koh San Road, so I was like, all right. It took me a while to find it, but immediately Thais were helpful. I had my big suitcase, and I'm walking around because it's all blocked off, and I'm like, I'm looking for this. I didn't speak a lick of Thai at the time, and I'm like,
Right.
here, where is it? I don't know. And so just like dragging the suitcase, and then these Thais were like, Nia, 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 come here. And I was
Right.
like, okay. So I'd sit and have a drink with them and get up and wander, and they were like talking to each other, where is this hotel? So immediately I felt welcomed, and the Thai people were really helpful. And also, it was like the Koh San area, so there's a lot of Western influences there now. Like, there was like a McDonald's, and so there's like some familiarity of things that I recognized, and not like thrown into a small remote town and Dusitani, or no, not Dusitani,
Right.
the Udon Tani. So it was good. And then I met some other backpackers and Westerners and kind of eased into it. And yeah, then I made my way to Pattaya, and I moved on to Beach Road, Soi 4, and just kind of settled in there. And yeah, I just made my way to the beach, and looked at the big Pattaya city sign and the
Yeah.
ocean, and it's like, well, I'm here now. So,
I'm here. I'm
and
stuck.
really having no expectations, just let's see what happens. And I
You have
consider
a
myself
question
to,
for You have a question from a female. It says, "Did you ever feel unsafe in any part of Thailand?"
No. Um, I would say people are more apt to help you than anything. And, I have been in situations where I've been stuck or I've been lost and not knowing where to go. But I did meet some people from the get go, like a couple of Thais that had a shop near my soy. So I could always talk to them or speak to them. And through them, I met one of my best friends in the world who's a Thai. And from then on, I always had people to call or, you know, um, connect with. So I wasn't just like a lost girl wandering around. But in terms of safety, I mean, if you're in any country and you put yourself in a dangerous situation, it,
Of
you
course.
know, so it's no, like for me, it was no different. I minded my P's and Q's and I'm pretty street savvy. So, you know, I've never really felt unsafe.
And
But,
most people say that. Most people say that, and then they always throw in the clause about just if you're out walking by yourself at 4 o'clock in the morning, there might be a reason for you not to feel safe. But the thing about it is like even me, I've never felt unsafe anywhere in Thailand. The only time I've come close to that had nothing to do with the Thai people ever. My problem's always
mhm,
expats, but that's a different story. Eric
yeah.
has a question for you. He says, "Do you own or rent? Which is better?"
I've only rented. Um, and the reason for that is because I'm a bit of a nomad, a bit of a vagabond. And the thing about living in Thailand is you can get a room or an apartment or a condo for fairly cheap and it's furnished. So, still to this day, everything I own can fit in my suitcase. I might have a plant
Right.
here or something there, a kettle or whatever, but disposable things. And part of my goal was to keep it that way because, if you're in Canada or somewhere else, you get a place, you got to buy a couch, you got to buy a TV, you got to buy dishes, you got to buy towels, you got to accumulate all this stuff. And then you can get really bogged down by that. And moving here, I wanted the total freedom. So I, for now, only rent because I'm still a little bit restless. So
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of friends now, but, so I know how to go about buying a condo if I wanted, but it's not really, I wouldn't know about buying, just about renting and that it's
I
fairly
wouldn't
easy to
either.
do.
Yeah,
Hmm?
I wouldn't either. And renting, I don't know anything about buying either. I've only rented since I've been here, but that's because, um, so for me, when I got here, I was in Bangkok originally, and then I was renting obviously, and then I got a teaching job in Rayong. I rented there because I knew I wasn't going to stay there forever, so I kept renting there, and I'm renting again here in Bangkok because I'm probably not going to stay here forever. So I like renting. I even rent my motorbike because if worst comes to worst, and stuff really hits the fan, then I don't owe any ties any money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I
Yep.
don't owe anybody any money. So that's where the renting comes in for me. Question from Scott. Scott
Hi,
says,
Scott.
what does she do for a living?"
Well, I was a chef for many, many years, and thanks for your question, Scott. I was a chef when I got here after a couple months of traveling and doing the Thailand thing. I'm like, I got to get a job. So initially, it was the chef job, and but that was a part of my old life. And when I came here, I wanted a clean slate. So I did some teaching. I also worked as a chef for the University of Toronto, and you could get discount courses, and they would also offer students extracurricular things. So I started teaching cooking at the university. And then I was like, I like this teaching thing. And so here I'm like hearing all about teachers in Thailand. So I got my TEFL through the University at Toronto. and just coupled that with my qualifications. And I changed my career completely, changed everything. I changed my location, I changed my career. And now, and now I'm a kindergarten teacher, which is
There you
great. It's awesome. I work 9 to 5. I have my weekends off. That never happened as a chef. So, and I get to play with kids all day. It's really great.
go. Right,
So
right.
that's what I do now. I'm a kindergarten teacher.
That's awesome. For me
Yeah.
personally, I like the older kids, teaching the older kids. I've been a teacher since I've been here, so I
Yeah.
understand completely what you mean. But teaching kindergarten is something that can be fun. That's for sure. Um, what were some of your experiences like when you were living down on the Soy 3 area? And like what was it like at that time? And just how much how much has Pattaya and Thailand as a whole changed since the time that you've been here? Like what was it like 6 years ago compared to today?
Right. Um, well, when I lived, I'll just like when I lived on the beach, because I was literally like steps from the beach. I kind of built a little community. So I had a girl living in the apartment next to me, and she was really nice, a Thai girl. We would paint our nails and have coffee. And
Right.
so, like I kind of built a little community right there. And then there was an expat whose name was Anthony, and he was an artist, and he had a huge house like just off the beach. And I would go and paint with him. And then I had some Thai friends. They had a travel shop right on the corner. So I met them, and then I met their kids. And so, like, you know, I built my own community. And, so how it's changed, like, I really went for like the beach, and we would hang out on the beach, with the umbrellas and like drink or do whatever we wanted to do. And then if I ventured, so I had this little, and I had to build like a safety zone, and
Right,
then
right, yeah.
yeah. So when I ventured out, um, I almost got an apartment because I was on Soy 4. And when I was looking for apartments, I almost got an apartment on Soy 6. And I remember, yeah,
Go ahead.
Soy 6. So
Yep, gotcha.
I remember walking down Soy 6, and I'm like, and I looked at a couple apartments and kind of checked out the scene and was like, um, maybe, I don't know. But it's a different time now. And, the insanity living down on the beach and close to all the bars and all of those things, it was electric. It was
Yes.
electric. And could always meet people and, have drinks or eat food. Or even I remember one time, something that Thais do, is they'll just put down a mat, and they'll have their drinks and their soda, and
Yep.
sometimes they'll have a little barbecue or whatever. And I just remember somebody was playing guitar, and I just kind of sat down and was like, hey, what's up? And then boom, you got friends, and they're like, hey, hey, hey. And so it's
That's
still
great.
as friendly.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second
Mm,
because we got a couple questions here, and that very good description, by the way, very good. Mango and sticky rice is one of the best foods I've ever eaten. I'm talking to people over here in the comments. Um, it's absolutely wonderful. Eric in Virginia says, thinking long term, how is life like for the elderly? How do the older people get around in Thailand, Bangkok, and places like Chiang Mai? And then he says, and is the assisted living or retirement community with nursing care? Do you know anything about that? Because I don't.
well, the my experience in Pattaya mostly is a lot of retirees are very comfortable. And again, I don't know much about assisted living. I don't know a lot about that. But Anthony, who's retired and older, he got around just fine. And, you know, oftentimes, you know, I'll either go with my boyfriend, Gordon. Gordon's alive.
Right,
I'll go with him and we'll go and we'll eat somewhere. And it's just like all retired gentlemen. And then there's, you know, me. And I'm like, okay, I've gotten like, I don't even notice it anymore. But my point is, in terms of being older and retiring here, or what kind of assistance you can get, I'm not sure, but I'm anything you need is here. So
right,
they all look pretty
right.
happy to me.
I agree with that. I've been here little over 2 years, and I agree with that statement 100%. You can get pretty much anything you need. So a couple people are talking to you over here. Let's see what they say. First
Yeah, I can't
said,
see the questions.
yeah, it's okay. That's why
Mm,
that's what I'm here for.
okay.
Mr. Mitch says, "Hello, Jojo Diablo. Nice to meet you on JC's live stream." And Carl brings up a very important point here. Carl's good. He's a long time subscriber of the channel. He says, "Hi, Jojo. As with Jeremy's channel and other expat channels, we only get the male's perspective to dating. If you don't mind me asking, how is your dating, and do you date Westerners or Thai men?" You and I talked about this a little bit beforehand, so just address that however you want to. Just be careful.
Okay. Well, the thing is, I'm sorry, what was the name? Carl?
I
Was
think
that
that was
Carl?
Carl. Carl, yeah,
Oh,
Carl.
okay. Well, the thing is, Carl, when I moved here, I was fresh out of divorce, and I basically came here to heal and let loose and live my life. So dating has never really been on the forefront for me. It's not like, oh, I want to date and oh, I need to meet men, and you know, it was never really that for me, and I had other priorities. Um, I have dated a Thai, and you know, that was interesting and fine. I think for me, it would be just like dating in the West. And, you know, I was never like, oh, only date Thais now and I need to get into that, you know, because it's a different culture. And he would often tell me to like cover up my shoulders and, you know, be really modest, which is fine. And, you know, so he explained to me a lot of the culture. So dating Thais was good from the get go because I could have like an inside perspective of the culture, which is really important. um, I've only dated one Westerner, which is
Right.
Gordon, the Canadian, because he's the only Western man I could find here. So,
Right.
but there aren't, I mean, the pickings are great for you, Jeremy, and for the other men that are living here, you know, no
That,
matter what
that's
age
what
you
they
are.
that's
But
what they
for
keep
me,
telling me, and I stay single.
but,
But
but
go
for,
ahead.
yeah, but for me, it, I don't really, it's not the smorgasbord of options. And again, it was never really a big thing for me. So I met Gordon by chance, and we just kind of hit it off. And I think we would in Canada, who knows? But yeah, it's like dating from a female perspective wasn't really important for me. So
There you go. There you go. Good answer. Good answer.
same thing.
Dan says, since you've been in Thailand for a while, have you looked into becoming a permanent resident? From what I read, you just need 3 years worth of non-immigrant B visa extensions. Well, from what you read, Dan, there's more than that. That is a requirement, but there's more than that. It's very expensive to become a permanent resident. Uh, Here in Thailand. You have to speak Thai fluently. You have to. A whole bunch of other. Um, uh, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that go with that. So since you've been in Thailand a while, just yes or no? Have you thought about becoming a uh, permanent resident?
Well, I've thought about it. Yes. Have I really looked into it? No. Because I
Nah.
just live my life here, you know, like I teach
Yeah.
and, you know, go to the beach on weekends or do all the awesome stuff, that there is to do here. And but I don't know what the future holds. You know, it's becoming a permanent resident here hasn't been, again, like one of those things that are on the forefront of my mind. So
Right.
like, and honestly, I don't know. It's not something that I would really like. I got to be a permanent resident here, and like I've got things settled how I want it. So
Right.
I'm happy either way, and I'm free to go at any point. You know,
That's
like I can, and that's the
that's a
point. Is that
yes, that's a big deal. So there's about 15 people that have asked what kind of visa you're on, and Aztec mentioned or is teaching working factor the problem solved, and I would say that's always going to solve the problem of visa because you're going to be able to be here and work on a non-B visa, and as you arrived, you can speak for yourself, but probably as you arrived, you were on a tourist visa. This was 6 years ago, so I'm sure the
that's right?
visa laws were a little less strict in terms of all that. But you can answer that. They're wondering. So hey, Robert Mack, by the way, and yeah, you feel free to talk about as much as you want to, and if you think it's too personal, then tell people. Sorry, guys, I'm not going to talk about that because it's too personal.
Okay. I did come in on a tourist visa, and Jeremy, you would know more about like the visa situation and all that stuff. For me,
Oh
if I
yeah.
can let somebody else handle it and I trust them, then, you know, I'll do my own kind of research with it. But tell me what I need to do. Tell me what I need to have, and I'll get it. I'll do it. Fine. So I did come in on a tourist visa, and I had a multiple entry, which meant that I could come and go and come and go. Yeah, we're gonna have to at some point maybe with your members only, where I have a little bit more
Yeah.
liberty to say about the situation. But
Right.
so become a member, friends. Click link and subscribe, or like and subscribe.
That's right. Click the join button. We're going to do a live stream with Joanna here at some point in time over the next couple of weeks, and she can kind of do a little deep dive for you.
But I did
But
come in
with
on a tourist visa, and then I got hired as a chef, and they took care of everything. You know, I got the B visa, and then I got the work permit, and you know, you do your 90-day check-in, and that's basically the way it's been, with a few little exceptions here and there. So
there you
that's
go.
all I really have to say about that. Yeah.
That answers
For
the
now.
visa question. Well, yeah. For now, the visa situation can be, people can read into it whatever they want to, and a lot of people think that because like if you're unwilling to just divulge everything about your visa life that you've done something wrong, and that's completely not true at all. So
No.
I'm saying that assumption is just simply not true for the vast majority of people. They went on and I say they, I mean Thai immigration. Last year they went on the good guys in, bad guys out thing, and they really hauled out a lot of people that were on overstay or were not on the correct visa. And what I found out, this is me personally, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. I found out that Thai immigration, they actually will work with you on your visa, but they just want you to be on the correct visa. That's the only thing. That's the only
Yeah.
thing that I've ever ran into any kind of question with visa. So there's your visa answer, guys. And
The
now
only thing I'll just add to
go ahead.
that. Like everything that I've done, everything that I've, been here has been completely legit. So, I've never been in trouble with immigration. I've never broken any laws, like none of that stuff. So
Right.
I was in a relationship with a Thai, and there was some work we had to do around that. And that's all that really is. So I just don't
Good
want
for
to bring
you.
up his name or anything. Yeah.
Good for you,
But all
Robert
good.
Mack.
All good. And they want to help you. That's the thing. They do. They do want to help you at immigration, and, have people to help you figure it out, and,
Yeah,
translators, so that you're really clear on what's going on and what you can do.
I agree 100%. I want to catch a couple of these comments here. Robert says, what city is JoJo from in the States? She's from Toronto, Canada. So definitely not the States. Oh, Aztec already took care of that. Thank you, Aztec. Stuck in Florida says hello. He's talking to Robert, Mr. Mitch. You had a half-pound hamburger. That sounds good. Carl wants to know if you can speak like what your level of Thai is, Jojo.
Chun Kao Jai Thai. Nit Noi. My Chun Kao Jai Tuk Sing Tuk Wan. Nit Noi. Yeah, I would say I can have conversations. I learned a lot from being in a relationship with a Thai, and I can carry conversations. I can get myself from point A to point B. I can understand it better than I can speak it.
Right.
But for the most part, I can have conversations. So, I
Good
can
for
order
you.
food. I can, yeah.
You are leaps and bounds in front of me. So
it just makes life easier. It makes life easier. Like asking questions or even just saying like my cow jai, like I don't understand. Like my cow jai, Thai kundai English chime. Like I don't understand Thai. Can you speak English? Yes. And
I understand completely. Michael says hello at Walmart. Hey, Michael. Good to see you, Michael,
hi,
in
Michael.
Oregon. Cody says he's taking you to court for some kind of spicy chicken or something. I guess he expects you to cook him spicy chicken when he comes over. And Cody's he's a good. If you watch Channel Annie, you know about Cody. But Mr. Mango Sticky Rice here says, JoJo, back to the dating scene. I can't tell how tall you are, but were you able to find any Thai men that were taller than you? That's a good question.
Okay. I'm actually, I would say I'm pretty much Thai size. I'm 5'3", so
Okay.
I'm not a tall girl at all. And the Thai fella that I dated, basically everybody's taller than me. Even pretty much in Asia, the school where I work, there's a lot of older students, and I'm like,
right.
like, come on. No, I'm not that tall.
Well, there you go. There you go, guys. What Cody says: if you run away, I'm gonna throw a balloon at you. I don't know who. I have no idea who he's talking to. It's okay. Uh, that's so much fun. Aztec says, I'm hopeless with Ty. Good job on you. Every time I learn a new line, I forget a previous one. That's a good one. I feel the same thing. Where are you teaching, JoJo? If you're not fluent in Thai, you don't have to be fluent in Thai to teach. She's teaching English. Teaching English. You don't have to be fluent in Thai. I'm not fluent in Thai. Any of that stuff. You only need to be fluent in Thai if you want like a permanent residency.
The thing about that though is that I teach kindergarten and I'm not fluent in Thai, but because I'm teaching such small children, and they actually, like you've said before in previous streams, Jeremy, is that they prefer that you don't speak Thai. And actually,
right.
I wasn't reprimanded or anything, but my Thai, there's in my class and in most classes, there's a foreign teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a Thai teacher, and then you have an assistant. And so I've got 30 kids that I deal with, and they're like 3 years old. They're very young. And so if I'm trying to get them to say or repeat after me, I could say something like, may I? Now you say.
Mm-hmm.
They won't understand. Now you say. So I have to
Right.
say, okay, may I? Kun put ka? You say, that's you say in Thai. So I say, may I? Now you say, may I? So a lot of times, and I've dealt and taught with adults as well, and I would speak in Thai and speak in English, explain it in Thai, and then explain it in English.
Yes.
But I was told last week, they're like, Joe, don't speak Thai. I'm like,
Yeah,
it makes my life so much easier though, you know?
I know. Well,
Can
we're under the same clause where I work. No tie at all. It's forbidden to speak, and we teach from Pratium 1 to 6. So there's
mm,
no there's no like when you get
uh,
a grade 1 class, this is what they do.
yeah.
Like and you're out there, you're trying your best, you're trying, and then you have to go into some funny faces and colors and
A lot of
all of that good thing.
actions.
A
Yeah.
lot of actions, yeah, a lot of actions. Guys, this is the best time in the world. If you ever want to ask a female that lives in Thailand what it's like living, especially around the Pattaya area, to ask questions. And Mango asked, Jojo, did you get your tats in Thailand?
No, no, I haven't. The ones that I haven't, I have more, but those are all in Canada. And lately I've been itching to get another tattoo. I've had friends come and visit, and I do know a tattooist here in Pattaya, and he's really good. And I brought friends there and discovered a new shop. Actually, I think it was last week. And my boyfriend Gordon got a new tattoo here in Thailand. So, cleanliness is of the utmost. But
Yeah,
I'm going to get
well,
another one soon, and I'll keep you updated on that.
do that. Big shout out to Celebrity Inc. in Bangkok because they put my DoMoreLife on my shoulder. That's the only tattoo I have, and I'll probably get that colored in or something at some point in my life. I never thought I would get a tattoo, but they said, "Hey, we'll give you a tattoo if you'll come do a video on our shop." I said, "Sounds good. Let's do it." Because I'm like, the older I get, the more YOLO I am. You only live
Yeah.
once. The
Yeah.
acronym YOLO.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to try this, and I want to try that, and I want to
Hmm.
do this that I said I would
Hmm.
never do before. And I want to do,
Yeah.
I want to do all those things because I want to know what they feel like. Um,
It was awesome.
oh,
Gordon got his first tattoo last week, his first one. And I was so
that was
excited.
the
I'm like,
first
your
one.
first? What's
That's
that?
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was just really great to watch and, step out of your comfort zone. And, he thought
Oh
about it for a
man,
while or whatever. Just do
yeah,
more
you
life.
you
Do more
do
life.
more. That's it. Do more life. I agree 100%. Guys, we have 31 likes. We're trying to get to 100. You guys got to get on the ball, man. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button, please. I'm desperate for a live stream that hits 100. We almost did it last Saturday. We had like 87 or something. But please hit that like button. Here is a good question. Well,
Hit me.
Rackman says, Jojo, do you miss the winters in Toronto? I'm guessing the answer to that is no. No,
No,
I didn't. No, I
no,
didn't think
no.
so.
And
And
after a certain amount of time here, you really do get accustomed to the temperature and the humidity. And, when I first got here, I go in my room and just crank the AC. Now I don't even really use AC. And if I get like that cold and no, no, I went back to
no,
Canada and I think it was in like October or November a few years ago. And I think it was around like one or like -1 or 0 or something. And I was so cold. I was freezing. I was shaking. I was so cold. And my brother is like, Joe, it's like 0. And I'm like, yeah, but I live in like +32 and up every day, all the time. My body
right.
ain't used to this anymore. No, I don't miss
Uh,
winter.
I can imagine. The same female has another question. She says, "How is the Pattaya nightlife for single?" Well, she said single American women, but I think some people are
Hmm.
assuming you're American. So single Western women. Let's just say that.
Well, I mean, it's Pattaya, and you're gonna have fun wherever you go. And being from the West, you're a bit of an oddity, or you might stand out in certain places because it's all Thai women. I would say, very generally speaking, in my experience, it's mostly like Thai women and older men, or, gaggles of men who come here from wherever on holiday. And a lot of times they're specifically looking to like chat up Thai girls or whatever, but you're always going to have a good time. And
Mm-hmm.
I've always had a good time. And I've met people from all over the world, and a lot of gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, the odd one or two that are like, hey, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's really, it's, there are generally like a lot of Westerners here. So it's, Thailand has always felt like home to me, and Pattaya has always felt like home to me. It's a city, and Toronto's a city in Canada. There's a ton of differences, but like dating here for me is the same as dating in Canada. You know, um, going out to a bar is quite similar. The sights and smells and tastes are a little bit different, but ultimately you are who you are, and who
Right.
you choose to talk to is who you choose to talk to, whether it's in another country or it's here. So,
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely agreed.
nice.
Good. Good answer. Good answer. Roy says, Jojo, have you traveled much outside of Thailand and visit your home back in Toronto since you've been in Thailand? Well, she answered the been back to Toronto, so I think
Yeah.
and you, but before we got started on the live stream here, you were talking about traveling. So, you want to expand on that a little bit? He said,
Yeah.
he said, have you traveled much outside of Thailand, and do you visit? We already know you visited back home, but traveling outside of Thailand.
Yeah. I mean, living in Canada, right? What I did, and what a lot of people I think do, is you work all year, and just for that 1 week that you can get away and go somewhere tropical. And so I did like Mexico and Dominican and, Cuba and like that kind of thing, just a 4-hour flight, go get drunk for a week or whatever you're going to lay on the beach. And then just love that so much. And then you go back to Canada and like work all year and all year so you can, and I'm just like, nah, I'm a tropical girl. So, I just decided to make that my life as opposed to something I
Right.
do or experience, the tropical life 1 week a year. Not enough for me. I want it every day. But I've lived and worked in Cambodia, um, been to Myanmar, Burma. Where else have I traveled? Just the States, Mexico, Dominican. Um, I've been to Turkey. I've been to China. But there's just something about Thailand, it's got me. I gel here. I groove here. So that's why I've been here. But I've been all over this country too, though. Like there's not too many stones that have been left unturned for me here. So like everywhere from
I
Phuket, Koh Samui, North. Love to
This is
travel,
like,
which is why.
yeah, this is like, this is why I'm in this like 18-month push to free myself from having to work every single Monday through Friday,
Yeah.
and doing something different so that I can go to Koh Samui, so that I can
Mm.
go to I've never been over to the Phuket area. As far as the western side of Thailand goes, I've only been as far south as Hua Hin. I haven't been any farther south. So I know there are a ton of islands down in that area that I would love, love, love to see for sure.
And
Carl has,
it's awesome.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's really great. And one thing, if I'm gonna, plug Pattaya, I love the city. I know I'm a serious minority. I'm a Western
Right.
female, right? Like I'm a minority in this city. I've never met,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I've met another Western female here, to be honest. I did in Koh Samui. I met a girl from Canada, and in Bangkok, like, but here in Pattaya, I'm a serious minority, but I'm okay with that. I'm cool with it. And actually, I don't have to worry about guys hitting on me, and like I can just live my life here
Right.
because men don't come here for me. Uh,
That's-
like they're here to have the Thai experience, have drinking
right. Right.
companions, that kind of thing. And that's awesome. Have at it.
Right.
I've created a life that works for me, but living in Pattaya is really great because it's a good central location. I can zip to
Mm-hmm.
Bangkok. I can go east, I can go west, and that drive, you know, when you go like past Hue Hin, like I've driven to Phuket, and I've also taken a bus down there, a luxury bus, and you know, it's just never ending options of exploration and beaches and islands and cool people. And, you know, it's not always a walk in the park. You know, life
You're
happens,
getting
things
me
happen.
excited about Thailand.
Get up,
Like
get
I'm
here.
getting excited about Thailand.
Yeah.
More questions for you. Carl says, Jojo, we are not getting any younger. What type of health insurance do you have in Thailand, if any?
Right now, I don't have any. Um, and usually with jobs, um, you get healthcare packages included. So I've worked at
Right.
places where I've been 100% covered. I've been in places, I've worked in schools where, you know, they'll cover 60%, but accidents only. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I've worked in other places where they have nothing. And I mean, I have been sick here my first year or two, I guess. I don't know if it was my body or, you know, my digestive system, or I mean, I had dengue fever once, and, you
Oof.
know, yeah, like I've been sick here. And so you learn how to handle yourself sick. And with no health insurance, and I'm lucky because I have my Thai best friend. His name's
Mm-hmm.
Richie. Well, his name is Terawat People Denawat, but nickname is Richie.
Okay.
And, you know, so like walking into something like Bangkok Hospital um, with no insurance is very, very expensive. I got really sick. I'll just do a brief kind of horror story here. I
Okay.
got really sick, and you know, Richie had to call an ambulance, and the ambulance brought me to Bangkok Hospital. And I only stayed there for one night. It was like a 5-star hotel room, though. There was like, you know, it just was like a luxury hotel, but a hospital. I had my own
You went to
bathroom with
Yeah, but you went to an international hospital, so
right.
those are the more.
And I had to get tests done and everything, and no insurance. Uh, you know, and so when I left, I was only there for one night. I think it was about um 80,000 baht for gosh, it was a while ago. I don't quite remember, but it was really, really, really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Really expensive. It cost thousands on my credit card. And so now, like when something happens, you know, like I know I can go to a clinic. I can, you know, go to a government hospital if need be, and they'll take
Government
care of
hospital,
you.
they'll take care of you. It just takes a lot longer and that kind of thing.
It
But it's
takes
much.
longer.
I explained this on a live stream I had recently. I had a digestive issue when I was in Pattaya, and I went to the hospital down there on beside the Red Planet, which is
Soy
forgot what
4.
soy that. So
Soy
yeah,
4. I lived
what's
right
the
across from there.
yeah
It's
what's
the Pattaya Memorial Hospital, I
Pattaya
think.
Memorial, or is it Bangkok Pattaya Hospital? It's not so it's not the government hospital. It's not the
No.
international hospital. It's in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So I went there and they wanted to charge me 11,000 baht for everything, but the service was fast, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
And I just make sure I'm not dying and give me an IV. I'll pay 7,000 baht. And you can have all your medications, right? So,
Yeah.
yes, 51 more likes to go. Awesome. Awesome. Come on, guys. I
So
want to hit 100.
I know
So,
I know that I know that hospital because when I first got here, I lived across the street from it, and I went to a shop and got my toenails did. You know, like just got a really nice, because I'm like, I'm on the beach every day. I gotta have pretty toes, you know. And I ended up getting I ended up getting a brutal infection on my feet, and like my toenails are coming off, and I'm like, I gotta go to the hospital. And
yeah.
the hospital was right next door. And Richie, my Thai friend, was like, okay, well, I'll come and take you. And I didn't want to wait. So I went there and they just cleaned, gave me some antibiotics, and wrapped my toes in gauze. And that was like well over 3,000, close to 4,000 just for an in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Richie was like, why didn't you wait for me? Like, I could have taken you to a clinic or something and have it cost like, 500 baht. And I was like, I don't know, I'm new.
Well,
So
what
these
I
are the
did
kind of
was,
things.
yeah, what I did was I was still sick when I got back home to Rayong, so I went to the public hospital there. This was before I had my own AIA plan. I went to the public hospital there. They did the exact same thing. They did prescribed the exact same medication, and it was 11,000 baht in Pattaya. It was 996 baht in the government hospital. The only difference was I had to wait a while. So let me catch a couple things in the comments real quick, Jojo, and we'll get right back on track. Mike, it's good to see you, brother. He says, I got an appointment interview today. We'll catch up later. Sounds good, man. And he agrees with Heather. He says, I never want to make a decision on medical care based on price, but quality. That's a good point. Very good point. And actually, the government hospitals are not, they're good quality. It's a time consuming process, really. And they're just not as comfortable, right? Like, you're going to be in a room with somebody, that kind of thing. Stuck in Florida is throwing the PayPal link up, and he says, help JC see more of Thailand, and he's got the PayPal link there. So if any of you guys are interested in contributing, we try to make $100 a weekend on these live chats, and would love to have you guys contribute to the channel, as there is a nice 4-day holiday coming up in, I think, 2 weekends. Yeah, and I am very much looking forward to getting out of town for sure. Let me see where we are at on the likes real quick, because we're up to 54. So now we need 46 likes to go, guys. 46. Let me type that in. 46 likes to go. We're going to do this and make history today. I have a feeling. History is going to be made. Yep, your health is a matter of life and death, 100%. I agree. Heather also said definitely get Thai insurance for sure. And that's what I did. Yeah. I got an AIA package. I got the emergency and the hospitals and doctors and all that stuff. And everybody knows my story on the AIA stuff, so I'm not going to go over it again. But Addie, good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while. Addie from Australia. He's always selling his ebooks. And let's see. Everybody said hey to Mike there for a minute. There's this guy called Gordon's Alive. He said, I had hernia surgery at Pattaya City Hospital, 50,000 baht, 2 nights. Not the nicest place, but good medical attention. That's what I'm talking about. And it's important. Roy says, yeah, if it's not a really serious health issue, I found clinics are great. Clinics are great. And they can save you a lot of money too. But if you're a person like me that has the insurance that's going to cover it anyway, go ahead and take yourself to a private hospital. No worries. If not, use the clinic. I agree. Let's see. Carl K, what's up, man? He says, hey, JC, I worry about getting something serious like colon cancer and hoping for quality treatment there. Brother, you can get quality treatment here for sure. You just need to have the right insurance. That's the whole deal, is to have the right insurance. And if you're worried about any kind of as we get older, we're going to have health problems. And I think that it comes down to an insurance question. Darren says, do you use ATMs, or is there a cheaper way to get your money from your bank? So I'll answer that question, then I'll let you answer that question, Jojo. First, for me, I transfer money from America to the Bank of Thailand Bangkok Bank. I'm sorry, Bangkok Bank. They are the only bank that I'm aware of in Thailand that has a routing number, a United States routing number, because they have one branch in New York. So you can transfer money into that bank, and then you can spread it out to all your banks that you have here. Agreed? What do you
I
think,
actually
JoJo?
don't. Yeah, I don't know too much about that, to be honest, because I shut everything in Canada. So I'm not moving
Ah,
money anywhere. Yeah, I have a bank account here. I work. My money goes into my bank account here. And it's the same as it would be in Canada. If I'm living in Canada, I'm working there, money goes into the bank there. It's the same thing here. So I don't have any input really on transferring money or moving money around.
okay, cool,
Hmm?
no problem. Let's see. Um, Carl says, "Do you get mistaken as American in Thailand?"
Yes.
I'm sure she's already been mistaken as American several times on this show.
Yeah, not
Uh,
American. And for a while, my hair was blonde. And so I would get mistaken as a Russian. And,
oh Lord.
people would start speaking me to Russian because I had blonde hair. And I'm like, no, not Russian, Canadian. And that's all fine. That doesn't bother me.
Right. Audiobooks. Sorry, Addie. Sorry. Audiobooks. Mad Max says, thanks for the show, mate. Take care. Talk soon, Max. You take care of yourself, brother, and have a good one. Aztec says, wish you best of luck with that, Addie. He's talking to Addie. Mr. K says, hi, JC. If I'm in Pattaya and need to go to a hospital and have travel insurance, which hospital do you recommend for me to go? Probably the one I just talked about. that would be
Yeah.
the one I would
It's a good one.
recommend you to go if you have insurance. That's a good one. Um, Gordon says, little known fact, the same doctors work at both international and government hospitals, especially surgeons. That is a good point. I was not aware of that. That's an excellent point. Addie's talking medicine. The doorman is still in the house and says, hey, Mike S. Roy says, JoJo, do you ever get homesick? That's a good question for you.
I've been asked that a lot, actually. And really, no, I don't. I'm very, very happy here. And I have a good friend base. I have a awesome boyfriend. I have a great job. I'm happy here. And all of my needs on every level are pretty much fulfilled. So if I am missing family, if I am missing anything that would, cause a homesickness, I just get my dad on video and I'm like, hi, Dad, how's it going? What are you up to? So, it's with technology, we still have that ability to communicate and be connected. So, but in terms of, I need to go back to Canada because I miss, not really. I'm happy here.
No, I'm the same way. I have no desire to return to America at all. Not in other than to like visit my family. That would be a different story, of course. But let's see. Leaving on September 1st at Stuck in Florida. Doorman, where are you going on September 1st? I'm very curious about that. Let's see. Addie says, stuck in Florida, 5 years of hard work. Thus dreams come true. Retiring in Thailand, worth chasing the dream. I imagine that retiring in Thailand would be worth chasing the dream. I will probably, if everything goes according to plan, just for me, I will likely retire in Thailand and make it my home base, or maybe by that time I'm well off enough that I can just get an elite visa, the 5 year visa, and come and go as I please. So, wait, is Doorman retiring? What are you doing? Going to Cambodia for now. Oh, that's right. You're going to Cambodia and then coming back. What I think I'll explain that. I think we'll probably talk about that with Mike tomorrow. For those of you that don't know, Mike from Live My Ass Off, and I are doing the Bangkok Boys show on. We're doing like season 1. I think it's episode 4 tomorrow. Be around 8:30 a.m. if you want to catch that Bangkok time. So apply that to wherever. Uh, Lyle said, wait, hang on a second. What do you guys think about the Philippines? Says John. Have you ever been to the Philippines, JoJo?
No,
No,
no, I have
no.
a lot of friends from there, but never been. On the
What do
list, but never been.
I lived there for 9 months.
Mm.
Come to Thailand. Okay. Lyle Eric says you're Canadian. He's talking to you, JoJo. He says, you're Canadian. Be honest. You miss Tim's.
No,
I
I'm
don't know what that
sorry
is.
if. Okay, it's okay. Timmy's going to get a double double, right? Uh,
Ah,
yeah, it's a coffee shop. It's a chain, and truth be told, I don't miss it. I mean, I love coffee. I'm crazy about it, but I was never a big Tim Hortons girl. It's a Canadian chain. The coffee's good. It's really popular, but I've been in Turkey and had Turkish coffee there and Vietnamese coffee, and coffee from Laos is really good and like a real coffee. And
mm-hmm.
that's
Oh,
my opinion. I'm
I
probably
just
not even going to be allowed back in Canada because I'm saying this, or like,
I just found a coffee shop from a friend that's in Chiang Rai. I'm going to order some coffee from them today. I drank a coffee at work
speaking
the other
English.
day that
Mm,
absolutely changed my life. I'm sorry, it wasn't coffee, it was tea. And it absolutely changed my life. I was just like, I cannot believe this tea is having this effect on my body right now. It was so
awesome.
relaxing, yet it had just enough caffeine in it to make me alert, awake, and everything. But it's this GABA blocking tea. With if you don't know anything about GABA, GABA is the receptor that produces the calming effect, right? So,
Hmm.
um, anyway, it was good stuff, and I can't wait to check it out. Todd, you're right about the Elite Visa. I heard the same thing, and I trust me, brother. I'm not going to be getting one in the next few years. It's going to take me a long time. Vietnamese coffee seems to be something that's very people seem to really, really, really enjoy
Yeah.
Vietnamese coffee. So I don't know. Heather says, "LOL, I love Tim's. I'm planning to go to Canada soon just to have some Tim bits." So,
Right.
uh, Addie says, "Has JoJo eaten kangaroo?"
I don't think so. I've eaten a lot of
I,
strange things or a lot of different
mhm.
things, but I don't think kangaroo. No, crocodile, yes. Insects, yes. Snake, boar, bear, deer, every fish, crustacean you can think of. But kangaroo, no, I don't think so. No.
Well, good for
Is it
you.
good? I don't know. Like, what is?
I don't know. I don't have any desires to eat any of those things, so it's not a big it's not a big deal to me for sure.
My
Definitely
my
not a big deal.
my my chef background though. I'm like, I'm going into whole new territory, and I loved like Western style Canadian or Western style Thai food. So when I got here, I was like, I'm eating that, I'm eating that, I'm eating that. I don't care how gross it is, or I can put all that feeling aside and be like, okay, what is this? Like, so I've tried pretty much everything. Uh, got really sick and ended up in the hospital. Yeah. Um, careful about that. But there are things about like eating here that I did have a bit of insight about. You want your hot food hot and your cold food cold. So if you're
Hmm.
walking down the street and you want to get some street food, and it's everywhere here and it's awesome, but if it doesn't have a heat source underneath it,
Hmm.
keeping it at a safe temperature,
Yep.
or if it's not being grilled or cooked, in front of you, you don't know how long that chicken or whatever has been on that skewer baking in the sun at dangerous temperatures. So there's a lot of
Exactly.
bacteria. And if you don't have the system to be able to deal with that, you could get into
Yep.
digestive issues. So, it's the same thing when you see people selling fruit, it should be on ice. Like,
Yep.
don't get the one
There
way on
was
top that's baking in the sun. Ask for the one on the bottom that's closest to the ice. So your cold food should be cold and your hot food should be hot. And that'll save you a lot of problems.
that is spectacular advice because I know just running across random bloggers from time to time. I know one girl that I'm not sure she was in Thailand. She may have been in the Philippines, but she got a parasite from eating fresh fruit, pineapple, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
And that's something you don't hear of very often. But there was another guy, vlogger, who does vlog from the Philippines. He got a parasite over there, and somehow that parasitic, whatever it was, attached to his intestinal wall, and he had stage three cancer at 22 years old, something like that. Luckily, right now he's cancer free, but he walks around today even with the patch for the plugs on his chest, and I hate that. I hate that for him. So it's a big deal. And if you ever think you have problems with food over in this part of the world, I encourage everybody to go get checked out for sure.
Absolutely.
Todd
It's
said,
not something you want to mess with.
yes, I agree. Todd says, I went to this place I saw on YouTube video when the guy in HCMC roasts his own coffee beans and had a great cup. That sounds good. Addie says, we have kangaroo in shops in Oz. Kangaroo steak healthier than beef steak. That very well may be true. I've just never tried it. Let's see. Hang on. Todd's left an interesting comment here. My thing compensation was able to get my Type E business visa with wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, can't do that. Good for 3 months, and I can renew for a year. Awesome. So, as it comes down to what are your plans for the next, I don't know. You sound like one of those people to me that probably doesn't make long-term plans. So, I mean, what are
You
you
got
what
me
are
there. You got me there.
Yeah. What are you thinking? What are you thinking you're going to do from this point forward? I mean, like just in the short term.
I'm going to live up to your motto. I'm going to do more
Do
life.
more life.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
You know, I really take the day as it comes, and things can change so fast. Anything can happen.
Yes.
And as long as I'm happy and healthy and, living my purpose and enjoying life, I just kind of steady as she goes because, for me to say, well, in 3 years, I'm going to be here, or no, I mean, it could change. It'd be like, you know what? Let's say I'm done with Thailand. Where am I going to go? I don't know. Let's go over here. So I try to not really set anything in stone and just live day by day and be happy and be grateful. I mean, it's a good life here. So
it is.
I don't give a lot of foresight to what's going to happen. I don't catastrophize about what's going to happen. I don't fantasize about the future because my life is pretty much a fantasy every day. I'm living the dream. So,
That's so important.
stuff.
Yeah, that's so important that people don't really like, and I'm so guilty of this myself. Good night, Carl. And he says, good night, Jojo. Keep up the good work in life. Yes, sir, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. Gordon wants you to show, don't do it right now though. He wants you to show the view from your balcony. So when the stream gets ready to be over or whatever, yeah, you can do it then. I've got her set up right now, Gordon, so that the camera doesn't move and people's eyeballs don't get like squirrely in the back of their head. So yeah, Aztec says, yeah, I'm sure. Aztec says you are definitely living a dream, /Envy. So what the thing about it is like myself, I'll get caught up in because I want to travel Thailand. Like I want to cover Thailand first before I move on to any other country. I want to be able to see it. I want to be able to enjoy all parts of it. And I don't want to be rushed doing it. Like I want to be able to have the time to do it, my own free time, that kind of thing. And
get on Thai time.
Yeah, exactly. Get on Thai time. And I forget how people will message me and be like, dude, you're living in Thailand? And I'm like, yeah, I'm living in Thailand. And they're like, living the dream, man. Da, da, da. And I have to stop and think about it for a minute, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I kind of,
Exactly. Exactly
yeah,
right. Like, because I
I,
have my life here. I go to work, I do what I do on the weekends, I go to the market and get my food. But every now and then, it's almost like I have to stop and like pinch myself, or at least be aware and present in the moment. Like, oh, yeah, I live here. Look at this. Look at these
uh-huh.
palm trees. Look at the ocean. Look at those Thai people barbecuing. Like I just have these moments where I come back to center and I'm just like, yeah, I live here. I live in Thailand. What? When did that happen? Because
And
you get
it's
into your day to day life.
yeah, and it's an amazing experience. It really is. Heather says, "Thanks, guys, for the informing and interesting show." Well, you're very welcome. And let's see. Addie says, "Being happy inside is the best revenge in the world." I couldn't agree more with that statement. Yep, I couldn't agree more with that statement. I think that's something that is awesome. Let me see. Roger says Chuck from No Time to Be said he takes uh is that vermicide tablet once every 3 months for parasites. Anyone else that's actually not a good or not a bad idea. I haven't thought about that. I really hadn't thought about that. I don't do it, but I can imagine that there are people that do. I like Chuck. That's kind of amazing that he has the foresight to be able to take something that would make sure to rid his body from parasites. Because people like me, I would have to go to the doctor and have them do some kind of evasive test, and that's I don't like. I don't even do stuff like that. It's just too much trouble. MOH, what's up? He says, great positive energy. This is a fun live chat. It really has been a fun live chat. And we're not done, guys. We're not done. We're not done. So don't
I got a
think that.
story for you. It's
Go
okay. Go
ahead.
ahead.
Let me get two here, and then definitely want to hear your story. Um, MOA. Oh yeah, I read that. Roy said, "I have a girlfriend in Phnom Penh, but I'm stuck in Thailand because you can't travel." That's terrible, man. I'm sorry to hear that,
Mm-hmm.
Roy. I really am. For or against parasites? I don't think anybody's for parasites. Yeah, Gordon, Doorman is doing it right. Be prepared. I agree 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aztec says, I had never had it suggested to take the precautionary parasite prevention. Me either. Me either. So that's very, very informative. John says, I understand your stay in Thailand. You got to put money in the bank. That's for a whole nother live stream, John. Sorry, buddy, not trying to cut you off, man, but that's we've got live stream after live stream, and we've got video after video on my channel here that you can watch that talks about staying in Thailand and retirement money and how much you need for this and that. But I'm sure somebody will answer you in the comments below. Eddie says people are jealous in Australia that I'm going back to Thailand to live. Suckers. And then he's laughing. I love it. Hey, who do what? Who do what? Looking forward to the problem you both share. Live in Thailand and suffer from he says, live in Thailand and suffer from my face hurting from selling or from smiling all day long. That's awesome. Stuck in Florida says there are beneficial parasites that's needed. um, Aztec says everyone snickers about wanting to live in Thailand. Literally ask why and give me funny looks. They just have no idea. That's so true. Ty, you got to get out before November 3rd. I'm sorry to hear that because that is my birthday and I'm going to celebrate the
Yeah.
weekend before or after or something like that. Okay, JoJo, story.
Okay. Um, so, okay, it's just when you said about good positive attitudes. That's really important, and
Good.
it's something that you have to cultivate no matter where you are. So I was trying to get over my divorce, and it's an awful thing to go through for anybody, and you just do the best you can. And part of my draw to Thailand, and this is a little bit different because a lot of people come to Thailand for the beaches and to party, and I've done all those things too. But another big element and a big draw for me was the Buddhist side of it, the calm side of it, the peaceful side of it. Like I talk about the mix of chaos and Zen, and I need both. And being in temple is like they're everywhere, obviously, but actually staying in a temple and what that is like to study with Buddhist monks is a really interesting thing. And so I sought it out, and I have my Thai friend, so he was able to help me go to temple stays, and you don't have to pay. There are different types and different styles, but it's very regimented. You have a uniform that you have to wear, and a schedule that you have to keep, and it's a really good place for me to go and to clear my mind and work on inner stuff. But I was going through some stuff, and I had gotten sick. And I was staying at this temple, which I'd stayed at before. Most times you sleep on the floor. You might have like a very thin, and you're up at 3 a.m. to go for your morning meditation and your morning chanting. And there's, the things you have to do. And
Right.
And then eventually you get like the leftover food, whatever. But it's an all day thing. It's very regimented. It's not a holiday at a temple. No.
Right.
You're going to study. So I was going to do that because I needed to clear my mind, but I had unfortunately mixed my medication that I was on. And so it was like a before bed type thing. And I was at temple and just go to sleep and wake up at 3.
Tell me you didn't fall asleep.
Okay. What happened was apparently I mixed the wrong medication. I went back and talked to my doctor, and he said, anyway, what I did was I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was running around the temple in the birthday suit, in the buff, I was just running around screaming naked in this temple. And at one point I kind of was like, oh my God, what happened? It was like I blacked out on this medicine. And the lady who I know, and she's like, Joe, and I'm like, I was so confused. And and anyway, like they helped me and stuff, but I mean, at temple you can't even show your shoulders. You can't wear jewelry.
Right.
You're wearing white head to toe, and you're like this. And here I am, unbeknownst to me, running around completely naked, screaming my head off. I'm like, hilarious for one, but ultimately really, really disrespectful. And so, I felt really, really bad about it. And they didn't know if I was mentally unstable or what was happening, because nothing like this had ever happened. And I'm like, no, I had my medicine for my stomach and I mixed it with something. It just turned into this thing, but it was a really memorable story. And
I bet so. I bet there were a lot of Thais that weren't too happy about that because they probably didn't. They probably didn't understand. So
what happened, I didn't even really understand. But I was like, I'm so sorry, and I'm so sorry, and I was really embarrassed too.
Sure, so sure. That's something that for anybody that has to take any kind of medication, like I'm one of those people. You really have to be careful about what you take and what you what time of day you take it, especially if you have chronic insomnia like me or something like that, and you have to take something to help you sleep. You gotta be careful, because if you take that stuff during the day, you're gonna be a Looney Tune. There's a few comments here I wanted to get to. What was it? Let's see. Roger says vermicide is essential for living in Thailand. Can get it at any pharmacy as it is cheap. I'm going to check that out today, because I'm going to go out today, and I've got sciatic problems, anyway, and there's a massage therapy clinic um, not too far from here that uses. I don't know what kind of oil they put on or what they do to the back exactly, but they can fix that sciatic nerve pain. And if not, I have medication for it, but I don't like to take it. But it's hurting a little bit, and I'm going to try to get it fixed for sure.
Good.
Oh, I hope somebody blocked that. Yeah, can't say that one. MOH. We don't give out those names, but it's okay. Don't take that. Don't take that personally, bud. That's no problem. Yes, more of the story is be careful what you take. 100%.
No, but the one thing I was going to say about that when that happened at Temple is that, like, yes, there is a code of culture and, you know, in living in Thailand that you must be respectful of. If you don't, you're just not a good kind of person. Like, respect the culture, respect the country, the rules, you know, all of that stuff, you know, and it's not a good thing to cross that line. But if something happens, and that happened at the Temple, you know, they were really quick to forgive, and Thais can be very quick to forgive, you know, like when I explain the situation, and that's where Thai people are just so lovely. They're really quick to help, and it makes you want to be like that. You know, if someone's nice to you, you want to be
It
nice back
does.
to them. And that's cultivating that
The
positivity that we're talking about.
Yeah, kind of the sabai attitude. I like the way Thai's like. I work with the Thai. He lived in America for like a decade, so he speaks perfect English and like he's a really cool dude, but he's Thai and he has all that Thai in him and. Uh, he's the first one to when stuff starts to fall apart. He's the first one to just you know let it roll, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Look, guys, we're chilling. We're working. We gotta work somewhere, so we might as well do it." And then yeah, my pen right. MOH says so. It's I think I said that right. My tie's horrible. Go ahead, Jojo.
No, somebody was asking about if I ever felt unsafe. And again, I'm going to go back to no. And 2 days ago, I was down on the beach, and Gordon and I were having dinner at the night market, which is awesome. We should do a video for you
Oh
guys
yeah,
sometime. Just all
yeah,
the
yeah.
different food, and they're cooking pad thai live, and there's music, and you can have a drink in the ocean,
I
and
recorded
it's
a
really great.
video from I recorded a video from there, and that is the only memory card I've ever lost in my life.
Ah, we'll do it. But I decided that, you know, I just wanted to go for a walk. I'd walk home and clear my head, and that's cool. But I wasn't wearing the right shoes, you know. And so I told, you know, Gordon, like, you go home, I'll meet you. I just want to get some fresh air and walk, you know. And so I'm walking home, and I was wearing the wrong shoes, and I developed this massive blister on my foot. It's still here. It is
Mm.
painful, but I was kind of like, and I'm a couple kilometers away, and I'm kind of limping a little bit. And where we are, we're just a little bit out of the madness. I'll show you at some point, but there's this beautiful jungle scape right here. We're like in the middle of a little jungle. So everything's
Mm-hmm.
not too far away, but just there. And so I
Right,
was going to walk back, you know, fight off the soy dogs. Those are street dogs. And
right,
they live in like
right.
little gangs. Not afraid of them. I can deal with it mostly, but I'm walking and I'm kind of limping a little bit. And I know you've seen them, Jeremy. They're everywhere. A lot of Thais have these motorbikes, and they've got like a
Yeah,
little sidecar, and they set up like a kitchen, and they'll like barbecue on it or whatever. But it's like this
yeah.
mobile
We
kitchen thing, right?
we get the mobile ice cream vendor. He
Yes.
comes by our office every day. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
walking, and this cart, I guess, this motorbike kitchen, there's a Thai guy on it, and he saw me limping, and it gets a little remote over here, not a lot of traffic. And he waves me over, and he, you know, points at a seat. He's like, come
Mm-hmm.
sit. And I didn't even think twice about it. I'm like, my foot is killing me. There's no motorbike taxis around. You know, this is really nice. And I've had this happen time and time again. And somebody might say, oh my God, you're going to get on mobile kitchen with a Thai you don't know on a dark street and just hope for the best? And I'm like, yeah, because that was really kind. And I've never had a problem with that. That's something that can happen here. And you don't have to worry about your safety because they're trying to help. And I could speak enough Thai that I could, navigate with him. But he went out of his way and gave me a ride home on his motorbike and traveling kitchen. And I felt more safe than I would be actually even walking alone with the street dogs,
Right.
So
Right.
it's just cool stuff like that happens, and no concern to my safety at all. And then he gave me a couple bananas. Like, okay, thank you.
One of my favorite things to do. I stayed in Jomtien. There was a subscriber of mine who allowed me to stay, and he wasn't using the apartment anymore. And he had a month left on his contract. So he said, "Hey man, for the whole month, you can have if you're not working, just whenever you need it, the keys at the front desk, right?" And it was at a pretty nice little place there in Jomtien. So, a very nice apartment. And of course, I was very, very careful about making sure it stayed clean and all that stuff. And he's like, "Don't worry about it. It's service. Don't worry about it." So, I had that experience, and the people make. I think more men than anything else. People make, and I'm guilty of this too, making Pattaya out to be a one-stop shop, and that's just not true. And I've been over this before. There's so many things to do there, and then you got John in just a few minutes away, which there's more things to do. There's more relaxing things to do. And I think it's I think it's a good thing. Let me make sure I've caught some comments here real quick, Jojo. Carl, I use both, brother. Andy says Pattaya is too addictive and will make you drop like flies. Jomtien's quieter, thus manage life better. Well, it's all about your mindset, Addy, but I see where you're coming from. John says, "I like the Philippines because they talk English, but not much there." No comment. Aztec says, big contrast between two places. I agree 100% there. Addie says, "Night markets are the best. Hot curry and cold beer." They said, JoJo's like, yes. MO8 says, "Yeah, I fully agree with your story, JoJo. My female friends had the same experience in Thailand. Aztec is still encouraging, as am I, to hit the like button, give it a thumbs up, because we are now at 65, which means we only need what 30 35 no yeah 35 likes to go. And
awesome.
we'll be at 100, and I doubt we get there, but we're gonna plug away until we do, for sure. And I think that was I rolled out of comments there. Aztec just popped up with a bunch of comments and said, "Damn math." I know, me too, man. Rupert, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you since last week, but it's good to see you, Rupert. Thanks so much for dropping by. He said, "Quick math." I appreciate it always when you come by, Rupert, and glad to see you, man. Thank you for being a channel member. And we're just chilling here with JoJo, and she's telling us about what it's like to be a female expat.
It's awesome, and I couldn't encourage other women enough to be here. I feel safe. There are great communities. There's good resources. There's healthcare, employment options. Like, there are some things that you do need to be aware of in terms of visas. But if you got your wits about you, you're going to be fine. If you're an idiot in your home country, you're going to be an idiot in any country. But if you have that lust for life, if you want to get up and go, you can get up and go here. And, you know, every day that I have off, and also when you work here, you would know, Jeremy, in schools, you get lots of holidays. So, you know, you're not working for months and months and months. Like you'll get like 4 days, like we have next week, I think.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then we've got time off in November, and every day can be an adventure if you choose it to be. And the key is to not be afraid and put a little bit of trust in the people around you. Don't be foolish and hand out that trust to anybody. Like I said, if you have your wits
There
about
you go.
you'll be
Now you're
fine.
talking.
You'll be
Now you're
fine.
talking my language. Now you're talking
You know,
my
come
language.
on down. You know, would I recommend an 18-year-old to come here and move here and live? Maybe come and do some stuff, whatever, stay at a resort, stay at a beach. But when you've had a life, when you've lived a life, when you've experienced things and you've grown where you are, you can outgrow that place and come somewhere like here and have a whole new world of experiences. And every day can be an adventure if you choose it. It's choosing to do more life. It's choosing to be unafraid of what could happen, because you're going to be all right. It's Thailand. You're going to be all right.
That's right. Now, I agree. Especially in Thailand, people help you. But let's just stop the press for a second. Let's stop the press because Aztec has just joined the channel. Yes, finally, Aztec is now a channel member. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it and am very, very, very glad to have you on board. Yeah, that wasn't subtle, but it's okay. That's good. That's why I threw my hands up while you were talking, JoJo. I'm sorry.
I thought it was me. Welcome, Aztec.
Yeah. Definitely glad to have Aztec as a channel member. Absolutely, 100%. But to your point, JoJo, about trusting people, man, you have got to be so careful about who you share information. So careful about who you share information with, because especially if they're an expat, right? If they're an expat or they come from another country, one not too far away, it's about a 3-hour flight. I won't call the name of it, but if they come from certain countries or the West, you really got to be careful, guys. You really got to be careful. They will tear your life apart, or they'll try to anyway.
When I mean, you know, trust, I mean, trust yourself first. And that's what I say, when have your wits about you, because there are a lot of scams. And, you know, I've heard so many stories of people getting taken advantage of and, you know, losing things. Like, let's say they get into, and this is a big thing that happens all the time here. You know, men often get into relationships with Thai women here, and it doesn't turn out to be what they thought, because they're maybe coming with Western ideals, or, you know, they can blindly trust somebody, and that can end up creating a lot of problems, you know. And
it can.
Right. So a Thai, certain, not all, certain Thai women that you meet, because I have been friends with women, Thai women, who are drinking companions.
Professionally. Yes, I understand.
Professionally. And they would tell me things that they wouldn't necessarily tell you. And there's a reason and purpose for a lot of them. And a lot of it comes down to a monetary factor. So, you know, she would say, like, he thinks I'm in love with him. Like, I'm letting him believe, I'm making him believe that I'm in love with him. But she's got a boyfriend, and, you know, she's sending her money back home, and she doesn't want to be with this guy, but it's money. So that's what she's doing, you know, like, he's helping her out. So
she plays the role. Yeah.
Like,
she plays
people's motives can be different.
Exactly. 100% agree. On that note, I will also say that while I agree with you 100%, and guys, this is why I always encourage guys that if you're going to Thailand to find, or if you're going to Pattaya, okay, to Pattaya, if you're going there to find a girlfriend, you are probably going for the wrong reasons. And here, because
well said.
Most most of the time they've got 3 boyfriends all over the world somewhere, sending them 50,000 baht a month. They're making 150,000 baht. They're working as a drinking companion in one of the clubs or something like that. They're making another 50,000 a month there. Some of these girls that really know what they're doing clear 250,000 baht a month. And
Yep.
you have to be cognizant of that as a man. Now, on the other side, if you're a rich man, and a good friend of mine brought this to my attention, if you're a rich man and you come over here and you spend 5 million baht buying your drinking companion girlfriend a house, and you get her off the she doesn't have to work anymore, right? Your life, right? And she stays home and that kind of thing, and you're there, and you guys are living a happy life in Thailand. You built a 5 million baht home. You bought a car. You've done everything that you wanted to do, and that's the key. If you come over here looking to take advantage of the aspect of what you're talking about, Jojo, if you're a
Mm.
man and want to take advantage of that because you have a lot of money, you're setting yourself up for failure. Guarantee it.
Well,
Uh,
the
go
the
ahead.
other thing is that, I've had friends who, foreign men who have bought land, and
Yep.
but the land can't be like, they can't buy the
Right.
land, so it goes into their girlfriend's name,
Mm-hmm.
and things go south with them. Now she's got all this land,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of times they'll really try to get pregnant with you. That's a sure
Mm-hmm.
thing for, and so, like, there's a lot of things. It's not just an innocent Thai girl. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying all of them. Let me be clear about that.
Oh, of
But
course. Yeah.
there's, I mean, it's Pattaya. There's game. There's serious game here with a lot of these women. So you're right when you say, if you're coming here to Pattaya specifically to try and find a girlfriend, that, it's
it's
not here.
like
You
it's
want to
like
come here and have fun. Go
yeah, yeah.
ahead.
You
It's a
want
great place.
to Pattaya and have fun because it's like a oxymoron to say I want to go to Pattaya to find a girlfriend. That's it. Yeah. Let's catch up the comments here because these were some pretty good comments. Addie said those men should harden up. That's funny.
Well,
Uh,
you learn your lessons,
yeah,
You learn
that's
your
it.
lessons.
Roy said JoJo so true. Addie says easy being needy. 555. Stuck in Florida. Good point here. Stuck in Florida. If you get scammed by someone with a 6th to 9th grade education, shame on you. In my humble opinion, you make a very very good point. Very good point. MOH says, but my girl, but my that yeah, that's the excuse. But my girlfriend is different. 555.
Sure,
Yeah.
she is.
How many times
Absolutely.
did you hear that? And
Oh my
then
gosh.
Addie says,
Your
life is
girlfriend's not
for
different.
fun. I agree with Addie. Life is for fun. Prep for it.
Yeah.
Hey, prep for it. I hadn't seen you in a long time, man. Make sure you drop a like. Um, all good advice. Thank you, Jeremy and JoJo. You're more than welcome, of course. Rupert says, I have a big heart. 555. You do have a big heart because you sent me big PayPals before and you barely know me. So you are I would call you a good person, and you've also been uh, verified through another person that I really, really highly respect. So I know you're a good person, Rupert. Stuck in Florida says MOH. I've never heard that before. Yeah, that was but not my girlfriend. MOH says LOL. Neither do I. Aztec says honestly, there are so many nice ladies in Thailand. The last place you need to look is bars. I agree. I agree 100%.
That I
Uh,
would agree with. That I would agree with. But that actually, I have a question about that. I have a question for you and your viewers.
sure.
Are Because a lot of men, a good portion of men, come here, yes, for the Thai lifestyle, yes, for the beaches, but they come, even maybe Pattaya specifically, for Thai women. and they keep coming back and they keep coming back and they want to live here. And it's, there's a mass amount of quantity of females to choose from. But I mean, if there's many, I've lived here for years and years. Like I see it all the time. Why? Like, what is wrong with the women in the West? Like it seems to be this preference for Thai women. And, are we that bad in the West that, things that I think about.
You make a valid point, one that I can't fully articulate the answer to on this live stream.
Well, that's why I'm putting it to your viewers, like,
yeah.
Why did you come here? You asked me why I came here. Why did you come here? To your viewers,
I came here. That's an excellent question. I came here because.
Or what is it about Thai women that you like so much? How about that?
The thing I like the most about Thai women is their ability to get stuff done. Like, what I mean is, if you tell them, I'm going to pick you up, or we're going to have coffee, whatever, at such and such time, at whatever place, and you met this girl maybe on Thai Friendly or Tinder or something or through a friend, whatever the case may be, right? If you stand her up and like you don't go and you call and you say, something came up, can we do it tomorrow? You're never going to talk to that girl again. Like she's not going to give you a second chance. Not in my experience anyway. She's never going to give you a second chance. I love that. Even though I might be missing out on some very good Thai companionship, I love that about Thai women, because while they are some of the nicest women in the world, I also that they're nice, but they take no shit, and that's what I really like about them. I've got to catch you comment, Jojo. Hang on one second.
Yeah. I'm just interested in your male viewers as well, what they, their experience with Thai women, because I've got the female perspective of talking with them, and
it's just interesting.
It's interesting.
It's also the humbleness of the Thai woman. If you get out of Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, if you get out of the touristy areas, and or if you find a woman that was born and raised in somewhere in Isan or Nang Khai, whatever the case may be, right? And they grew up very poor, very humble, and now they're here. The way they grew up is how they're going to continue to act for the most part, as long as they don't surround themselves with a bunch of idiots. So, that internal goodness, I personally like to be around Thai women, because that goodness rubs off on me, and I need all the goodness I can get. That's the best answer I can possibly give you.
So the tricky thing then is deciphering between that sweet Thai lady and the one who's looking at you like you're an ATM.
Yeah.
Because I've met both. And that's where the tricky part comes, because you might think she's the sweetest thing and has no ulterior motives and everything's going to be fine. And next thing you know, her grandmother's sick and this land is for sale. And
that just happened to me. That just happened to me. It just happened to me. I've been talking to a girl for over a year and seen each other off and on, that kind of thing. And, comes down, she hits me up for 20,000 baht because she needs to repay a debt. So, and she'll go 6 months without seeing me, but message me every day. Hey, babe, da, 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 da. And I'm like, it just doesn't, like, the thought process isn't there. And then also the language barrier, the language barrier is a problem too, because it's not her thought process. She's smart. She's got a bachelor's degree. I mean, she's a smart girl. It's just the fact that she can't communicate with me effectively, and I can't communicate with her effectively. So it's not either one of us. I mean, I guess we're both at fault for the communication, but I'm in her country, and it's my responsibility to learn her language, really.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you know, so
Absolutely.
I don't make it out to be about anything other than what it, you know, what it should be.
Hmm.
Rupert says, "Don't spend what you're not willing to lose." I agree, one
Yeah.
million percent, Rupert, 100%.
Hmm.
MOH says, "Supply and demand." That's true. Addie says, "You have the 3-day rule. Let go after 3 days and be safe." See, I did a video, the only viral video I have on this channel. It's got, I think right now it's got 2.6 million views or something. And I said, when it comes to drinking companions, uh, only have that drinking companion one time, right? Because if you're on holiday, this was a holiday video, and I said that because I don't care what kind of tough guy you think you are, or how hard and shell you look, and all that stuff, dude. You got feelings, and the purpose of that part of Thailand, the whole nightlife aspect, there's only one single purpose, and that is to separate you from your money. That's it. That's it. So if you get attached, you'll start doing dumb stuff. And for me, I just don't get attached. That's the easiest way. Aztec
That's
said,
good.
"Oh, I missed that." Roy said, "Yeah, Roy's got a good point." He says the key is don't fall in love. Stuck says, "I have a friend that spent $30,000 to $40,000 each on 3 different women in 3 years. Silly, silly man. Wow." Um,
Happy girls.
MOH, yeah, happy girls. That's right.
Sorry about it. You got played.
MOH says, "Yes, you are too bad at JoJo." I think he's talking to you. I'm not sure what he's meaning by that. Addie says, "It's all a game to the ladies in Pattaya. They are trained well. They are trained well. It is a game. And the only time it gets serious is when well, you have to learn. You have to learn. You have to learn."
You
I've
do,
spent a lot.
and it's frustrating for me because I've become friends with a lot of people, and a lot of them are Falang men, and I've heard the story time and time and time again. I haven't heard, like, there are a few Falang Thai stories that I've seen and I've heard, and that's good for them and they're working, but more often than not, you know, these girls got game. Like, they got game here in Pattaya specifically, so
They will
just
make you feel.
eh,
They will make you feel like you are the most special person on earth for whatever
and they can
duration of
read
time they
you.
need to. Yep.
They can read you. They know how to fulfill your needs. They'll do your dishes. They'll do anything it takes to kind of get you. And that's
Yep.
money in their pocket.
That's right.
And
See you, Todd. Thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate it.
but
See you, buddy.
so I just, for me,
Um,
like, a women's perspective, and I'm trying to, like, you know, be as respectful to them because they got to make their money too. And I get it.
yeah.
I think it's what irritates me is, and I guess it's like that in any game maybe, but the deception, because these are nice guys that just get taken, like they fell for this person, this girl, and they're not coming from a straight place. So your rules are
Some
great.
of
Like,
them.
don't fall in love. Some of
Yeah.
them. That's what I'm.
Some of them.
Yes, some.
Because some of the guys come over here knowing exactly what they're doing,
Yeah,
knowing
good.
exactly what they're going to do, and
Mm-hmm.
knowing that they're going to go home. Like there's a guy that lives in California that knows exactly what he does when he comes over here.
Great.
He comes over here and he says, I'm going to spend a year's worth of vacation money in 3 weeks in Pattaya, or 1 week, or whatever the case may be. And I'll tell the girls that I live here. I'll tell the girls that I'm this, that I'm that. I do all,
Right.
I'll tell them whatever, to have the time, to make them feel like, oh, I want to spend more and more time with him, da, da, da. And then he's out in a week. He's saying, I've been living here for 12 years, and or whatever the case may be. I don't know.
That's
But
interesting. I haven't heard that story before. That's funny. That's cool.
that's
Good for
because
him.
you hadn't read. No, not good for him. Bad for him. He's a piece of shit.
Oh, well.
Because I don't think that's just my personal opinion.
Mm,
I don't like the fact that the girls run the game any more than I like the fact that the guys run the game.
that's
That's
true.
just um, that's just my uh, yeah. I heard about that, Roger. That tourism is returning to Phuket in October, but there's a lot. Dude, that's a deep dive, and I'm going to do a video on that sometime next week, God willing, and I have the time. I'm going to do a video on that because that it's going to be one spot in Phuket for 14 days, then another
Wow.
spot in Phuket for a little while, and then the island of Phuket, and then move. I mean, it's almost not going to. I'm not going to say that on live stream. Um, let's see, it's all the game. Todd left. We said bye to Todd. Aztec says yes, Western women are that bad, but it's not really. It's not really just Western women. All of Western society is toxic when it comes to living and interacting. Everything is dog against dog first. That makes very, very good sense, Aztec. I think that sums up the question pretty
Mm-hmm.
fairly well. I mean, yeah, that sums it up fairly well, and I'm very very happy to hear that comment there. So then we have Darren says the food they cook is so much better. Yes, Thai food is great. Um, unless you're like me and can't handle spices, so you have to get everything without spices. We got 69 likes. I'm looking at 69 likes, and
Whee!
we need 31. We need 31, guys. If you're on the channel right now, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, because we're shooting for 100. We're shooting for 100 for the first time ever. Shooting for 100. Addie says, love the tats. Got a few myself. Green Thai curry is the best. I don't really do curry that much, but okay. Anthony C says most Western women have lost their ability to approach men. In Thailand, the roles are reversed. Hmm.
Neat.
I think that's
Okay.
I think I can live with that. Yeah.
Well,
Aztec
that
says, go ahead. Go ahead.
well that I it might be because of the ratio, right? If you're a man here and there is such a massive, well, again, I'm speaking from my stance in Pattaya, but there's such a massive quantity of females
Mm-hmm.
here, they have to approach you. If they like you or they want to meet you or they want to have a drink with you or something, they've got a gun for you. And maybe in the
They
West,
will.
women don't have to do that because, it's opposite. Like men, maybe
You also
will have
have to
to
keep in
approach.
mind. You also have to keep in mind in the West, there's so many movements, so many female-oriented movements that are against men, and I don't want to talk about them
Right.
per
I
se.
hear what you're saying. Yeah, I hear what you're
Yeah,
saying.
but they are. That's not good. For it's not healthy. You know what I mean.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
just a not healthy thing. Let me change the banner real quick because I
Hmm.
really want us to get 100 likes because this is a good live stream. Okay, so Aztec says I was being facetious about the Western women being bad, just in comparison to Thai girls. I hear you,
Don't
buddy.
worry, Aspen.
Yeah, Darren says Thai girls not so demanding. Up to you, haha. He says sweet, caring, easygoing, at least the genuine ones. I would agree with that.
Okay.
I would agree with that. That's fair. Roy says
That
it
that's
always
also true with
becomes.
Thai men, actually. That's also true with Thai men. The Thai male friends that I've had and the Thai men that I was with, it's a lot of the same. Sweet, kind, up to you. Which is a great thing. It's a different juxtaposition in a relationship because it's like up to me. Great. We're going scuba diving today. Let's go. So it's a
That's
quality that
cool.
everybody appreciates. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. Roy says it always becomes a money issue. Any relationship in any country. Here in Thailand, there's no social security, for example. There is social security for Thais. Here in Thailand. Prep for it says, in my opinion, and my opinion is right. one nice Thai woman, even if she is only a friend, is better than all my Western exes combined. Man, you got a good point going on there, Prep for it. That's a great point. That's a great point because I can almost say the same thing. Addie says Western women on TV in Australia talk negative about men too often. I love freedom in Thailand of not being judged. Plus, Thai ladies always say "up to you." That's what he says. So true. Stuck says I originally went to Asia to hunt cobras and people, and or no. Not in people. I originally went to Asia to hunt cobras. The people and the food kept me coming back. True story. I misspoke there, obviously.
Here's the cool thing about the Thai food, though. One thing that's really cool about the Thai food is that, especially in the streets, you see them cooking it. So if you have an inkling and, let's say you want to cook Thai food at home, you can see how they do it, what spices they put in, their methods of cooking. For example, Gordon and I were at the night market, and this gentleman was making pad Thai fresh for us, and you can watch the whole thing. It's a really interesting experience, and you can do it at home.
Yeah, I would love to see that experience. We are 23 likes. 23 likes away. 23 likes away, guys. Come on, 23 likes away. You can do it. We haven't made any money on the super chat. You can definitely, or on the on the live chat, so you can hit the thumbs up button. It doesn't cost you anything. Let's see. Addie says, I love buying a. I'll skip that one because I want to get down to some of the ones and catch up here before I get too far behind. Ake Cop says something to Rupert, and MOH says there's one other Frang in our village, and I have absolutely no need to get acquainted to him. Is that bad? Nope, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Do your thing, man, and don't be worried about what other people think. Robert Lee says, DoMoreLife greetings. Long time since I last chatted. Also, Thailand seems to be open to Thailand elite visa holders for entry. Is that true? Not yet, is my understanding. And that comes from the law offices of, a lawyer. And also, Todd, who just left the chat earlier, says that it's not yet permissible to come back in. Let's see. Prep for. Oh, he says prep for it. Wash hands. Aztec says. John says, I think if Mango to another country to meet, I think he sent Mango. Aztec sent a $2 super sticker. Thank you, Aztec. You're awesome, dude. John says, I think if Mango went to another country to meet women, it's only because they can do. I think he meant if I think if men go to another country to meet women, it's only because they think they can do a lot better with the women there than they can do here. Of course, absolutely. Ake, I hope I said that right. Thai women live in the moment and happy versus USA women are so picky and expensive. Dude, you'll never hear me argue that point ever, never. That's one thing about Thai women, JoJo, that you were asking. I love that that they tend to live in the moment, and they do. People are talking about food. Manuel, hello, Manuel. Gave the thumbs up. Robert says he is saying hello. Oh, hello. Then I should say we're almost caught up, JoJo. MOH says LOL stuck in Florida. I know. Wink, wink. Darren says also the warm weather, food, and affordability, and as JoJo says, the balance of West men and Thai women interested in us. That's true. Roy says the choices for the older man are so much better here in Southeast Asia. In the West, you are invisible to most younger women. That's true. Let me read Stuck in Florida's comment. I'm going to make a comment. Living in the moment is wonderful, but it can be very frustrating when it comes to finances. That 1,000,000% true there. Stuck. 8 says, love all your videos. Love your Southern accent, bro. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I was born with it. What can I say? But Roy was talking about, Roy makes a good point because a lot of men, they get up in age, right? And as they get up in age, their dating pool in the West becomes much, much smaller, right? And they think if they go to, particularly to the Philippines, very, very, very easy. You will see older men in the Philippines with younger women more so than you will in Thailand, even though a lot of that exists here in Thailand. But in the Philippines, you might see this is no, I'm not joking. You might see an 18-year-old girl pushing around a 72-year-old man in a wheelchair. I mean, that's, and they're together. So,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Addie's got a good point. You walk out your door and food cart cooks $2 meal. Convenience is king. As Texas, absolutely. That's so true. That's one thing I love about living here is you can walk out your door and you can go find food like you were talking about earlier. Go find food at any time for any reason.
Anywhere. And you get it delivered with Grab and all the stuff. So if it's pouring rain, like, we're in rainy season right now and you don't want to go out, boom, right to your door. It's awesome. Like, we don't have McDonald's delivery in Toronto.
No, Grab delivery. I love Grab delivery over here. It saves my life at lunchtime sometimes. Mo8 says that's the reason majority of Bangkok doesn't have a problem. Yeah. So John says you see guys with girls 20 years younger, and some will do it just for a better life. And that's so true. And see, that's what I wanted to talk about. And Jojo, you can butt in on this anytime. There's so many. The culture is so different. Okay. Thanks for the super sticker, Michael. Much appreciated. But there's so much difference in the culture. Like things that are not culturally appropriate in the West, right, are culturally appropriate here. Roger says thumbs up, numb nuts. I like that. Trying to get the thumbs up. Let me just real quickly see where we are. 79. We need 21 likes, and I will be your hero forever. Okay. Hello we got people coming in from Romania now. Hello from Romania. Hello.
Hi, Romania.
To you. Yes. Anderson Arad. I hope I said that right. Ack also says in USA, I'm having to drive 1 hour to get Thai food. LOL. There's the PayPal link. Thank you, Robert. Yes, likes. So, what I was saying is the culture in America, if you see more than about a 10-year age gap in a man and a woman, then automatically they're judged, and the man he's some kind of terrible person, for lack of better terms. And you come over here and you see the way that these girls make their money, specifically in Pattaya, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's culturally acceptable. Like this is their culture. This is what they do. So you shouldn't as a Western person, you shouldn't come over here, participate in the Thai culture, and then go home and feel bad about it. That's my opinion.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And an interesting point about that is, you know, coming from the West, my entire perspective about what is acceptable and what is not has completely changed. Living in the West,
100% here too.
you know, I'm not the same person I was when I moved here. It just
Me
opens
either.
your eyes. And if you can look at these things without judging, like when I talk about getting played or the girls that play the game or different things, these are just my observations. And I'm in no way judging anybody. Like Sammy was my
Right.
neighbor and I was up to date on it. Like, but I would never judge. And
Right.
maybe in the West, it'd be like, oh, he's this kind of guy or she's that kind of girl. And it's easy to judge and easy to put your own stuff on other people, where I find
Right.
here I don't do that. It's just like, oh, that's what you're up to, that's what you do, okay, cool, no problem.
Yeah.
You know, like your business is none of my business.
Right,
So,
because it's normal. And the last thing you ever
yeah.
want to do in Thailand is get involved in Thai business. You know what I mean? I mean, in Thai's business. That's just, it's not a good not a good idea. I got a PayPal here, which I haven't had yet today, so that's awesome. I won't show the first name because I'm not sure he wants to. He says enjoy. Oh, this guy sent a PayPal last week too. Same thing. Hang on. Let me get the camera focus right. I think I covered his name. $15.99 PayPal. He says enjoy. Thank you so much for the PayPal. Very, very, very much appreciated. Very, 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 very much appreciated. And I may have gotten another one just then. Hang on one second. Yep. I think I know who that is, but I'm not going to say it for sure. There's a $20. I'll cover his name up because I don't know if he wants to know. $20 PayPal. Very, very good. Very good. So that's 35 for the weekend so far. This is just kind of a way we put it all together, Jojo.
Yeah, got it. I was just going to say, though, that, you know, like we're talking about that. And in the West, if somebody was involved with a drinking companion or what have you,
Right.
or
Right.
a massive age discrepancy, I would judge that. I'm guilty of that. That was my mind frame. That was my mindset. Oh,
Sure,
really?
mine
That's,
too.
you know, but 6 years later, I'm here and it's just part of the reality. It's just completely acceptable. And the way it is that I wouldn't even give it a second thought. You know, it's just like, okay, cool. Good on you. Whatever. I'm just saying that I'm less judgmental and more open-minded, and allowing yourself to be that way is a more authentic way, I think, to experience a culture. If you have that open mind, then you're not so judgy and set in your own ways. Being open opens up to more
100%.
possibilities. Yeah.
100% agree with you, and I cannot say that I couldn't agree more. Guys, my earbuds just told me that they're going to die. They just gave the 100. So we need 21 likes fast. We need 21 likes.
Hit that button.
Yeah, and hit that. But actually, let me go ahead and get my. But I don't know if I'll be able to hear you if I get those headphones out.
Okay.
Well, one of my headphones is already dead, so let me see if I can still hear you now. If I put it on charge.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
It's been really nice. It's been really nice being, you know, on your stream, on your show, and hearing other people's perspective, because I live in my world and my boyfriend is Canadian, and you know, I have my life here, and I love hearing the questions. If anybody has any more questions or any way that I can help.
Oh yeah, we got a list here. First,
Okay.
I wanted to thank you guys. I wanted to thank you guys for now say something, Jojo.
Okay, hi everybody.
Yeah, I can't hear you at all. Hang on one second.
Friends from Romania and the US. This is a really great platform to be able to talk about.
I can't believe my earbuds die out. Let me
He'll be
see
okay.
if I can find some headphones that work.
And that's cool. You can have your own channel and just community. It's great. No matter where you are in the world, it's a good thing. I'm just
Um,
saying, Jeremy, that I'm just recently into this because I had no idea. And if it weren't for Gordon, I would know about your channel or the other channels like Swazd.
hang on. You can keep talking, Jojo, but I got to I got to fix
That's
these
okay.
real quick.
So I'm relatively new to the community and vlogging, and Gordon and I talk about it a lot. And if I was in Canada, I would absolutely be watching this all the time. Like people can be live in a place that is interesting to you or that you've been to and what their experiences are. It's a really great community to be a part of. So I'm really glad to be here and answer your questions. And thanks for answering my questions about Western women. So, and the food is great. I can cook Thai food now. There's nothing better than going to the market and getting these ingredients and learning how to cook. A lot of times it's too hot to cook inside. So you'll see a lot of like rooms or apartments that have little kitchens outdoors because it can just be too hot. And there's a lot of things you can make and cook, and it's Thailand, the land of freedom. So it's really great.
Keep talking, Jojo. I'm waiting. I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay.
Oh, we got another $20 PayPal. $20 PayPal.
Yeah,
Thank you so very much. I won't put your name up either because I don't know if you want it to be shared, but thank you for the PayPal. Okay, Jojo, keep me alive while I while I wait
okay.
on my
So
earbuds to charge for a few minutes.
okay, so a typical day in the life for me, a female from Canada living in Thailand. Like I said, I live very close to the beach. I work at a kindergarten at a very prestigious school. I have a great time. And it was really, I mean, people would say to me, and plus I can go on adventures whenever. And they don't cost a lot. You can do a ton of stuff for free. Just go down to the ocean and swim. I've recently started free diving because I don't always have the extra cash to go on excursions. And you don't have to do that anyway. I have a pair of goggles and I work on my breathing, go down to the ocean, and you don't have to be with people in a boat and pay all kinds of money. Just go by yourself, go down to the beach, put on your snorkel gear, splash around. It's the opportunities and possibilities are endless. And why did I come here? Things fell apart in Canada. And so what, Joe, really? You just packed your suitcase and got a one-way ticket to the other side of the planet? You walked away from a prestigious chef job? You left your family behind, your dogs? What? Like, you're really brave. I don't think so. I don't think it's a question of bravery. I think it's just a question of what do you want in life? Life is short. Take a chance. If it doesn't work out, this was my thing. If it didn't work out moving here, I knew it would, but if it didn't, I had money in the bank to go somewhere else or to fly home if I needed to. And I just haven't needed to, and I just haven't wanted to. And it's been a real eye opener, everything from food to culture and the atmosphere, the ocean, like living on the ocean. That's a dream. And, going to temples and being in the jungle and making friends and learning a new language. Like there's more good. There's not a lot to be afraid of. And if you do have questions, if you do have concerns, you can Google that. And I guess now, uh, based on this, I'm a part of this scene. So, let's say you're a fella and you're at home and you're talking to a female friend and she says, oh, I'm thinking about moving there. Oh, well, Jojo Diablo lives in Thailand and she's good buddies with Jeremy. And, so it's building that community so people can do just that. They can do more life and have these experiences instead of sitting at home going, I got to work tomorrow and look at them in Thailand. And oh man, I wish I was living their life. You know what? That was me.
I'm back.
And here we are.
And here we are. I'm back. Whatever you did, Jojo, thank you. Because I probably only have about 5 minutes or 10, 15 minutes maybe worth of charge in my earbuds. I've really got to get some earbuds that have more charge on to do these longer live streams, or have to figure out a way to get another pair or something. I was supposed to solve this problem my friend Mike gave me. I don't know what have you been talking about.
And I guess just about, not being afraid to take a chance and building a community, and being supportive of people who travel and encouraging their travels. And, if you're at home in another country and you can't get here, we appreciate your love and support and your interest in building that community and things that you can do and a lifestyle, and how it's really great, because there's a lot of hate out there. There's a lot of negativity, and just focusing on the positive side of things, the reality of things, but also the positive side of things, and doing more life and helping each other
Doing more
out.
life is yeah, absolutely. Aztec says, Jojo, if you want any of us stalking you, put a comment on the video when it's done. I'll buy you and your bloke lunch and a drink when I come, and come back on Jay's stream again sometime. Joseph, hello, Joseph. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry, man, I had some a bad experience there with the headset. Hopefully, it'll last another 10 to 15 minutes so I can catch up with you guys anyway. I'm sure JoJo kept you entertained because she does good with that. Yeah, Michael said, Houston, we have a problem. That's true. Very true. Very true. JoJo brings great energy and perspective. I love it. Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Good.
Has been a great guest. I'm 100% Aztec. She has been a great guest. And JoJo has been a great guest and very enlightening, says Stuck in Florida. That's awesome. Let's see. Thailand is absolutely not the land of freedom. Yeah, we'll talk about that in another. We'll talk about that in another video, because we're not going to go. In fact, I need to go over to YouTube and delete that comment, because we don't want the Thailand government coming down here and doing something crazy to us. That's for sure.
No.
We need 15 likes, guys. 15 likes. 15 likes, and we're at 100 for the first time ever on this channel.
Cool.
I would
say, I wish I could read the comments. I can't see the comments here, so thanks for reading them to me.
That's why you need. Next time we'll get you on a laptop, and you'll be able to read the comments. So it shouldn't be. Anthony says, good to hear a woman's perspective on their experience in Thailand and what motivates them to take the decision and big step to move. That's right, it is. Ak also says Thailand is paradise. The beauty are stunningly, amazingly. Elephant riding and watching Thai sports and Thai music is awesome. I have no problem agreeing with that. That's for sure. What else we got down here? Joseph says, Joseph putting the numbers out. I like that. Let's give it a like. Absolutely, guys. Up to, looks like 86 right now, so that would be 14 likes, and we would be like, I would be a very, very happy guys. I want to thank all you guys that sent PayPals. I didn't get a chance to do that before my headphones died. So I wanted to thank all of those guys, and we're going to continue pushing. We'll continue pushing that. Hopefully, get 100 today. If not, no problem. I have another live stream tomorrow. Joseph's got his calculator out. I see. He's in the comment section.
I can also field any culinary questions too.
So you can
have recipes questions. Or how do I cook this, or because that was a big thing.
Maybe
being a chef and coming to Thailand, whole world.
Yeah, I believe it. Maybe we'll do a show in a couple weeks, and you can talk about just the food in Thailand and what it's like being that that kind of thing. Joseph says he loves your tats. I feel alive when I wake up. Cannot explain, as only freedom within can make sense. That does make sense, Addie. Mm-hmm. I agree 100%. Crystal says, does JoJo have a YouTube channel? Not to my knowledge.
Well, like I was saying, no, I don't right now. But like I said, I'm new to this whole vlogging thing. And like we were talking, Jeremy, last week I was watching the show with my boyfriend, and who is all about, like my breakfast has to wait because he's watching you.
Right.
Like, come on, I'm hungry.
Right.
But no, so I didn't know this was a thing. This was a community. And as we were talking about, when I moved here, I was naive. I was green. I was fresh off the plane. I didn't know anybody, and nobody to show me the ropes or give me a female perspective. And here's what you do in this situation. And maybe you want to think about this, as a female traveling. So it's a fun way to spend a Saturday morning. It's awesome. And thank you so much for having me. And thank you,
Oh,
your
you're
viewers,
more
for the
than welcome.
questions.
This has been great.
What do you guys think? Should there be a female? Because they're all male vloggers here. Should there be a female vlogger in the scene?
There's
Is there?
there's
I haven't found
few.
any.
Yeah, there's a few female vloggers, but oh my God, we only have 11 likes to go. By the way, in order to get to 100, I'm not believing my eyes right now. Okay, but yes, there's a few.
Because I do stuff. I'd love to show people, like, come here, like, look at this. I just got out of bed, grabbed a coffee, now I'm going snorkeling. Or
you can make a whole YouTube channel out of that. I mean, you can make a channel out of just doing that. And being a female vlogger in YouTube, it would probably not take you long to grow a very, very nice channel.
Cool. Like, example, one day. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say there are a few female vloggers here that do, one or two do very well, and then the others are like the actual the ones that travel all around Southeast Asia, around the world.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I just I do some really cool stuff for me as a female here, because as much as I find it interesting to go down Soy 6 and the other interesting places in Pattaya, I kind of, create my own adventures because I'm right on the ocean. And I was working at a school, and Gordon is awesome because I wake up and I'm like, babe, let's go on an adventure. I got all day. And like I said, sorry, I'm having hair issues. The possibilities are endless here. And we'll just hop on the motorbike and be like, let's go this way. Let's go that way. And one day we ended up at an elephant sanctuary. So, you could partake in an excursion and bathe them in the river and, learn about it. But then they all come out of the excursion, and there wasn't that many people, but all these elephants, and you just buy some bananas, and they're not on chains. They're well taken care of. They're rescues from like circuses and, other things like riding. And so they take them away from that horror show and put them in the jungle, and you can and they're docile, they're trained. So you can just buy some bananas and feed them and hug them. And, it's just to be able to do that is so cool. So, and it's almost like I would want to show this to my family. Like, check it out. You guys, look where I am. Like, we just went for a drive and now we're feeding elephants. It's cool.
That's all the more reason. Yeah. I mean, and you can literally do that with a cell phone, especially if you have a cell phone that has stabilization in it. And if you don't, you can always buy a cheap gimbal for your cell phone and just kind of record yourself in your daily activities. And one thing will lead to another. You'll start eventually getting more audio sound and more audio equipment. And then you'll want to move up to a camera, and all that kind of stuff. And be really interesting. Hello, good morning, Ed Horn. Nice to see you. Go ahead, JoJo.
Hi, Ed Horn. No, I'm just saying, it would be cool because I never had that. I came here and, I would like Google like Thailand or women in Thailand. I couldn't find anything 6 years ago when I moved here. So if I'm, and I've been watching a little bit of vlogs, and I'm not going to name names, but a lot of them, they don't do anything. They don't show anything. They don't look at, I'm walking down the street. Yeah, great. And,
right.
Whereas I'm like, hey guys, check it out. Like, we're feeding elephants today. Or, hey, this guy's making pad thai. Check it out. And it's just things that I would want to see. I never got to see that before I came here. So if I'm here and I can show this stuff to somebody that might, you know, encourage
Well,
them or at least be interesting to watch.
I understand completely, because when I got here, I spent a lot of time vlogging because I had a very easy job. I was with I had a motorbike, and it was only about an hour and a half from Rayong to Pattaya. So I could go
Yeah.
every weekend and vlog. I also had much more money at when I first got here, right? So I had the time and the money to go out and make these vlogs. So what I've been doing lately is just been doing the live streams on the weekends, and occasionally trying to squeeze in the videos, because the videos are going to come back. It's just going to be
we'll do some videos. We'll do some cool stuff.
Oh man, totally. But the videos are going to come back. It's just a matter of me having time to film the video, edit the video, and then, you know, put the video out there. So it gets time consuming. But if someone like yourself that takes advantage of you know, all that extra time, all my extra time is built around trying to secure to make sure I'm up on the latest SEO on YouTube, or I'm up. You know, it's a constant, everyday answering comments. There's,
You're in it.
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm in it.
But
MOH says that's called content. That's good. You're right. Go ahead, Jojo.
No,
he says that's called content.
Oh, content, right? See, that's how I'm like. Yeah. I don't know. I just do stuff. Maybe you want to see it. But there's also the other element, like whatever you were just talking about, answering questions in PWO or SO. I don't know. I'm not sure. I just like living my life and having a good time. But there's also the reality of, like, you know, like putting stuff out there. It's not all elephants and diving in sunshine. It's like, oh man, I ran into this problem today, or, you know, like things happen as you go. And it could be small things, it could be bigger things, but having a little bit of transparency while staying within rules and boundaries could be helpful, the helpful side of it too as well, right? You know, like I ran into a problem with my work permit, or my neighbor's too loud, or, you know, this Thai person said it did this, and it's taken me a while to understand the cultural significance. Like it's, yeah, it's paradise. It's an amazing country to live in, and I don't want to leave it, but it's not all sunshine, rainbows, and elephants, you know? Like there is a reality to living here as well.
That's true. That's true. I agree 100%. Good morning, Pattaya MD. I haven't seen you before, but welcome.
Hi.
Ram Man says T-6, so we need 6 more likes, I think. And Lyle says, I think somebody needs a Do More Life tattoo. I got one. If you're talking about me, if you're talking about her, we might have to get her one at some point in time. And Joseph makes a good point. Just be true to yourself. I cannot stress how important it is for you to be yourself, because if you are anybody else, eventually that mask is going to fall off, and people are going to see who you really are.
Yeah.
It always comes off all the time, and I have to tell you that it's not pretty when it comes off. It's just not pretty. Addie says the media in the West brainwashes people with drama. Ooh, I don't know if I can. Did somebody block that?
I was just gonna, Jeremy. I was just gonna say,
go ahead.
You know, about being yourself, and, you know, living your truth and integrity and whatever, you know, floats your boat. When I invested so much in my marriage, you know, time, money, who I was, because I was with my ex-husband from a very young age. And that's what I grew up in. I grew up in Western culture. I basically developed as an adult within my marriage. So when that ended, who am I? I don't know. So having the ability to come here and have a clean slate, I began to discover who I was, and not, you know, being of an age and not being afraid if I have certain opinions or certain feelings or what I like to do, and, you know, existing as a true individual with nobody here to judge me. It's like, oh, this is who I am. This is the life I'm supposed to be living because I'm happy inside, you know? And Thailand has really afforded. And Thailand has afforded me the freedom to be able to do that, to fall on my face. Don't get me wrong. Like to really
Right.
fall down here and have some go down in not a good way. But you get back up from that. And in the good times and in the bad times, especially living on the other side of the world, you really do discover a lot about yourself. And it's what you want to do with that. If you're going to take it and run with it and embrace it, or if you're going to go with your tail between your legs and head back to your home country or whatever it is, you know? So
100% agree. 100% agree. You will find, she's Canadian, Joseph. She's from Toronto. He asked where you were from in the U.S. But
I should wear like a big Canada flag right here,
yeah,
like right here, Canada.
I should have put Canadian expat in the title and then a Canadian female expat, but I think it is what it is.
We're neighbors.
Yeah, I know. It's no big deal. But 100% agree with what you said. The longer I stay here and the more I hang around the right people, the happier that I get inside. Like it's a life that I know I can maintain, I can survive. I have a big community around me that really appreciates the work that comes out of this channel, and a lot of these guys are part of that work. You know, I have some guys on here, and I would like to, you know, that run different, that do different tasks for the channel that I just don't have time to do, and I really appreciate that very much. And I would also, as a community, like to send a big shout out to Frank, New York Frank. You guys know New York Frank. Just keep him in your thoughts and prayers for his health right now. Right now, there's nothing confirmed wrong, but he's undergoing some tests, and we want to make sure that Frank is okay because he is a big part of our DoMoreLife family. And I think DoMoreLife is it really has become my motto, and it has. But
it's a good one. It's a good one.
It's become my lifestyle.
I dealt with it, you know.
Yeah, exactly, and it's become my lifestyle. I think we only need 5 more likes to hit 100. And
okay, this is. I hope my battery is running really, really, really low. So I'm like, should I go and try and figure out my charger and plug it in? Should I take 5? But we're getting so close to 100. I'm like, I need my battery to hang on. So if I go black for a minute, I'll fix it real quick. So, but I want to hang on for these likes.
I want to see if they come out. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we've had everybody in here that we can have thus far and give a like. So I don't think we're gonna get over. I don't think we're gonna get 5 more. To be honest with you. But 95 is a new record for sure for live stream. 87 last week, 95. Aztec says, "Hang, I'll see if I can like from another." Oh, this work? Yeah, Aztec, that works. He's coming in from a.
I'm gonna go get somebody
from another account. Yeah, I like that, man. That's awesome.
Just starting up new account, subscribe.
Yes,
good,
great.
Yeah, we're talking about boyfriend saves the day. I'm gonna plug in and try not to mess my camera here. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Sorry, we're supposed to. You can. Yeah. Hold on. Oh wait. Okay. Hold on. Well, this is really exciting. I didn't know that this was going to be our Saturday. I am. Okay. Wait. Sorry. Okay. I didn't know this was going to be Saturday morning, so it's kind of fun.
This is it.
Cool. Lots of things to talk about.
This is what Aztec says, but I like twice. That's okay, man. That's all right, brother. I appreciate it. Addie says, monks and temples can teach you about yourself and your thoughts. I've never been, you were talking earlier about the experience, but I've never been to sit down with a monk and talk to them. I don't even know if you can do that.
You can. Geez, I don't even know where to begin with that. I mean, I have always been interested in Buddhism. Just, I don't believe it to be a religion. I believe it to be more of a philosophy and a way to live your life. And to me, Buddha's just a dude that figured his stuff out, And I, again, when I came here, I was out of a divorce and tried to figure out who I am and go internal. Like you don't have to, for me, I don't have to find things externally all the time to fill a void and to figure things out. I really wanted to like, what do I do now?
Hey, Jojo.
And again,
Jojo.
yeah.
Jojo. We got 101 likes. Yes! Way to go, guys! You guys freaking rock, man! You guys rock. I appreciate it so much. Hashtag said, screenshot it quick, Jay. I love it. I'm looking at it over on YouTube, and it says 101, which means 102. That is freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. I just cannot say enough. I'm so excited. All right, go ahead. Please finish your story.
Well, no, I'm trying to talk about like staying in temple and Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa, like Thai chanting and all these things. And you're like, yeah, 100 viewers.
Yeah,
that's
thanks. Aztec $5 super chat for hitting 100 likes. You guys rock,
that's
man.
Cool.
This is the kind of community that we've built, and I say we because this has not been. Yeah, sure, Jeremy's behind the the thing, but it's a family that we've built, and I absolutely love it. Jojo, my earbuds are doing that again. So show everybody around real quick. Show everybody around.
Are we gonna end soon?
Very soon.
Oh, okay.
So
one second. So we reached 100, and I got this. So we reached 100. I'm on my phone.
I wasn't trying to hang on for 100. I was, but my earphones just made the first beep, so they will die shortly.
Okay. Oh, I've been sitting. Sorry. Make sure I'm decent. Okay, so I just put my phone around, I guess.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Joseph.
It's kind of a nice jungle. It's comfortable. Oh, shit. Oh, am I here?
It's okay.
Yeah, you're sorry. So it's just kind of nice to sit out here and have a coffee and relax, but the light actually is really beautiful. I
bet it is because
it's Thailand all around.
Yeah, you're just like overwhelmingly looking at Thailand. That's pretty cool right there. Thanks, guys. You guys are congratulating me on these. Yeah. These guys are congratulating me on 100 likes. You guys did it. Like I'm sure JoJo being a part of the stream here did it because it got a lot more attention. I'm looking at the numbers. I can see the numbers live over on YouTube, and these are I'm going to say the best numbers I've had on a live stream. I'm not just talking about likes. I'm talking about everything. Chat rate, playbacks, concurrent viewers, the whole 9 yards. So this has been an absolute pleasure just to be involved in this. And thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. Thank all you guys that are telling me thank you or congratulating me. I really appreciate that. Gordon even says, "Good job, guys," and that's it. It's a team effort, and we got it done, man. And JoJo helped, and we got the first female expat interview out of the way on the channel, DoMoreLife here, and we're gonna have her back.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna have you back for sure. And the next time I come to Pattaya, Stuck in Florida says an intelligent, pretty lady never hurts numbers. And that is 100% true. Michael, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Very, very, very good. Well, this is going to turn out to be a very good live stream. Go ahead, JoJo.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think maybe we could, kick it in Pattaya, jump in, and I think maybe viewers, because then we're together, male perspective and female perspective. And even just getting, I don't know, there's the possibilities are endless. Part of the reason why.
Maybe you can introduce me to a real Thai woman.
I know one.
Okay, that's good enough. As long as you know, as long as you know. Thanks, Aztec man. You rock, dude. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel. I really appreciate it, Addie and Ramcat. Listen, I'm gonna at this point right here. To me, we're 2 hours and 40 minutes in, and I didn't expect it
Wow.
to last this long.
Wow.
You see how it flies by now, JoJo? So when you're laying there and Gordon's watching me on Saturday morning, don't get so mad at him because time just flies by. It
I
just flies
know.
by. It absolutely flies by.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, if it weren't for Gordon um and you doing this, I wouldn't. Now I'm a part of a community, and that's really cool for me too,
it's
as well.
freaking
So
awesome, man.
thank you.
It's
It's
freaking
great,
awesome.
and so he can watch as many blogs as he wants, as many channels. I'm not going to bug him anymore because it's actually really cool. So thank you to you and Gordon and all of your viewers and subscribers who have hit like,
100,
who have hit subscribe. It's been really awesome
100%.
being
Yeah,
here.
if you're not subscribed to the channel, guys, please go subscribe. So at this point, JoJo, I'm going to
Yes.
say goodbye to you, and then I'm going to say goodbye to the community at large.
Okay.
Robert's throwing up the PayPal link one last time there. Nothing hurt. I love Robert. He's a good moderator of mine. So I just want to say thank you for absolutely delivering your true self, and I knew that's what you were going to do, and I knew kind of communicating with you through the week that you were gonna come through, and it was gonna be a good show. So I'm very very happy to have had you on. Very happy to have had you on, and really just can't say thank you enough. And we'll do this again, maybe the first of next, or not the first of next month, but toward the end of next month. We'll get you on again, and that is if I'm not in Pattaya before then, because
Yeah.
if I am before then I'll get you on a vlog.
Sure. Sure.
and
It's been a
and
pleasure.
we'll
I'm here anytime. I'm here anytime, except for when I'm teaching. But we'll do more life. We'll do it more adventure. We'll, do the thing. It's cool. It's been really awesome being here. Thank you for having me.
I
Bye,
love it.
everybody.
I love it. Bye, JoJo. Thank you so much. Bye
Bye, guys.
bye.
Have a good one.
Guys, that was absolutely awesome. Stuck in Florida says you should have gotten close to 100 after the PayPal you just got. Did I just get a PayPal? Hang on. I don't see. Oh, I got a couple PayPal. One Hungry Traveler. Thank you, bro. I got $20 from him. Thank you so much. And then another 20 from, I'm assuming that's Stuck, and I won't give his name away. 20. Thank you so much, man, because I believe you already contributed once. Bro, I love you for it, man. I really do. Let's see if we did that. 21, 20, 40, 60, 80, 15.99. So roughly about 85 bucks. No, 95 bucks. 95 bucks. And okay. Thank you very much, Mr. I don't want to call you out in public, but thank you very much for your $20. One of my all-time moderators. Thank you very much. I got your message, and I believe that. That's freaking awesome, dude. You guys just rock, man. $100 a day, 100 likes, and we're still rocking hard, man. That was a good interview and a good chat, man. It was yeah, plus a couple super chats. That's right, Stuck. Really, I have to say that it's been an honor and a privilege to have this live stream with you guys today. It really has. I mean that for sure. I cannot say thank you enough to the people who contributed monetarily today. From the bottom of my heart and from the travel fund, I got a 4-day weekend coming up in 2 weeks, and I can assure you, you're going to get to see some content there for sure. And that's what the channel fund is all about. It keeps the channel running and keeps keeps equipment, keeps it just keeps it going, and I love you guys for it, for real. What's up, Cody? You wake up, man? we did everything today, bro. We hit almost $100 in PayPal, and we hit 100 likes, man. Yeah, she doesn't have a channel yet, but she probably will. She probably will. Bernie. Yeah, I'm talking to Bernie. She doesn't have a channel yet. Guys, to my moderators, to my channel members, to Aztec now, who is a new channel member, I'm so excited to be able to continue to put on some of this stuff. I'll send you guys an announcement, and we just got 10. We just got $10. It looks like from from my guy, again, I won't call his name, my guy, and to make sure that we got the 100 in today. That is absolutely just tremendous. Just tremendous. Another $10 PayPal. Just wow. Wow. You guys really, really, really have made my day, and I hope that the information that you heard and the stuff that you got today was worth it. I hope that I know JoJo for me was just a pleasure, brilliant pleasure to have on. I'm so glad I shook Gordon's hand that day in Terminal 21 in Pattaya. Cody said I didn't like that. I left. Sorry. Love you though. I hear you, man. Love you too, bro. But absolutely spectacular day. Thanks again to JoJo for being a wonderful, wonderful guest. And, thanks to Gordon for always being a supporter of the channel and introducing her and having her, or maybe putting an idea in her head that's coming on. Stuck in Florida says, hit both goals today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that is just unbelievable stuff. It's unbelievable. And I am so proud of all you guys that helped me on this journey. And trust me, guys, I'm not going anywhere. It's just going to get better. It's just going to take time. Please understand, I have a plan. Just be patient. Aztec says, where's the love? Where's the love? Where is the love? The love. Throws rainbows and flowers at Cody in Texas. That's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. I got to cut it off, guys, because my earbuds are shot. They just beeping, and I don't even know what's going on anymore. So know this. I love you guys. I love the DoMoreLife family. If you haven't considered becoming a channel member, just hit the join button below. There are a lot more perks that are on that than are listed on there. And I didn't get a chance to put any new content up there this week for channel members, but there's definitely some coming. We're going to have to do a little live stream at some point next week, or I'm going to release a video at some point next week, one of the two. And there's a few more things I got planned for you guys. So always consider that. And with that being said, I absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much for, really, thank you so much for making a little small, another small success step come true. When I came up with this 100 like idea, I never, ever thought it would happen. I never thought it would happen. But just for the record, I think we have 106 likes now, and I am absolutely I'm just floored, So I love you guys. Take care. I will see you tomorrow at 8:30. You can tune in on this channel or on Mike's LMAO channel, and or live my ass off. And he and I will be together tomorrow morning at 8:30 for Bangkok Boys Season 1 Episode 4. I look forward to seeing you guys there. We'll have a different topic. Obviously, we won't have a female expat as guest on. But thank you again to JoJo. It was absolutely wonderful. And I can't wait to meet her in person next time I go to Pattaya. So thank all you guys. Absolutely. You guys just freaking rock. Love you for it. And I will see you tomorrow. Whatever you do today, be sure you do more life. See you guys.